Corporation, Duty Free Philippines, St. John Bosco Infotech, Fifi Hotel and Beach Resort, Barangay Poblacion, Morong Bataan, and Centennial and Marikina Food Corporation, maker of Hobe Pansit Canton, Hobe Pansit Bihon, and Hobe Pansit Palabok.
Rapido ni Tulfo. Mga balitang papasadahan, umatikabong komentaryong malaman, higit sa lahat, aksyon sa bawat suliranin sa lipunan. Rapido ni Tulfo. Rapido ni Tulfo. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, dito pa rin sa himpilang kakampi ng masa. DZME 1530. Rapido ni Tulfo. Rapido ni Tulfo.
Broadcasting live sa pamamagitan ng state-of-the-art 25,000 watts fully digital AM power stereo transmitter. Ito ang DZME 1530, numero 1 sa paghahatid ng mga sariwang balita, impormasyon, komentaryo, aliw, musika at public service. DZME 1530, una sa kanan, ang himpilang may paninindigan.
DJ Samples from LucidSamples.com.
Need to know the trending issues na pinag-uusapan ngayon sa Facebook, Twitter at mainstream media? Subaybayan ng Vlogging Ngayon. Vlogging Ngayon, pakinggan sina Carlo De Leon, Francis Abraham at Mark Lopez, tatlong personalidad na handang umupak sa dapat upakan at pumuri naman sa karapat-dapat purihin. Samahan sila sa 2 oras na paninimbang sa mga napapanong issue ngayon at bukas. Vlogging Ngayon, napapanood sa DZME Facebook live streaming at napapakinggan sa radyo tuwing Sabado, alas 7 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi sa DZME 1530. Una sa kanan, ang himpilang may paninindigan.
Good evening once again. This is Carlo De Leon together with Francis and Mark Lopez. Today is an interesting day because we have here Professor Toti Casiño, Edmundo Toti Casiño. Do you have an audio?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay, again. Good evening. Take two. Good evening once again. This is Carlo De Leon together with Francis Abraham and Mark Lopez. Unfortunately, Mark Lopez couldn't make it today. He had to go to the province. Today, we're going to discuss a still very trending controversial issue na pinag-uusapan sa social media. Ito ay tungkol sa election fraud. Recently, nagkaroon ng Senate hearing tungkol sa isyong ito. And one of our guests present today attended one of those hearings. Dito na itutuloy yung mga hindi niya nasabi dahil kulang sa panahon. Joining us tonight is Professor Edmundo Toti Casiño, a cybercrime IT expert from the Philippine Computer Society, PCS, and he's also a professor at the Asia Pacific College. To explain what happened during the last election, we'll focus on that, and the previous automated elections. The flow of our topic will be from COMELEC, Smartmatic, and automated election systems, AES, the good side and the bad side of having it, and recommendations how to improve the system to make it work next time. So, good evening, Professor Toti.
Magandang gabi. Bago natin pasukin si Professor Toti, no? Pag-usapan, I'd like to say hello lang to former PNP General Ramon Apolinario, who's celebrating his retirement. Si Ramon Apolinario was supposed to be you can hear me now.
Okay.
Ramon Apolinario was supposed to be the replacement of Bato.
Okay.
Kaya lang masyado siyang mabait. Sometimes good men
Meaning,
they finished second. No, anyway, he's enjoying his retirement. Proof of that is that he scored four over today on a round of golf. And that's a very good score. So I met his brother too, Tomas, Colette Apolinario Jr., who's police chief superintendent of this district director. No, he figured in the arrest of Arnold Padilla yesterday.
Oh, that is
Yeah, the controversial guy who bullied some traffic enforcers. Mabuti naman ang nahuli. At nahanapan ng granada.
planted daw.
Ay, sabi niya planted, pero heck, andun ang media eh.
Alam mo yung comment ko doon, pare?
Bobo siya.
They planted my ass.
Planted ba? Hindi, andun ang media. Harap-harapan na eh.
Oo.
So, ngayon, of course, you have a lawyer like Fortune who will say planted. Siyempre,
Yeah.
lakas ng acceptance fee. Ano ba yan? Siyempre, you'll say planted. Anyway, Tomas Colette Apolinario Jr., good evening po sa inyo and congratulations to Ramon Apolinario.
Okay,
Now.
congratulations.
Back to the topic.
You start.
Okay. Planted. Okay, planted. May mga planted ba sa last elections? Aplinat doon yung enye, di ba?
Yes,
Yung
yes.
enye, yung insertion yun. Insertion.
All right.
Di ba?
Right.
Where do we start? Do we
Okay, let's
begin
start.
with that?
Yeah, we can start with that.
Okay, we'll
Okay,
start with
good.
the enye.
In the beginning, when you're already on a production run, the term we use in the industry is production run. That is already gone through quality assurance.
Okay.
Okay, under project management, you have what you call quality process management. You have a checklist. You have all the things, what are the inputs, what are the process, what are the outputs, and you get the stakeholders to verify all of this, and then you subject that to the software development, design, and then testing.
Yes,
correct?
that's part
And
of QA.
That's part of QA,
Yes.
quality assurance. Now, in any aspect that there is a software bug, a problem, you go through what you call change management. Change management, you go through the document. It's properly documented. There's a proper heading, a module ID number, exactly which program code did it lay on, because you're talking about thousands and thousands of lines of code, hundreds of thousands of codes, right?
Yes.
And then from there, you determine who is the author behind this code,
Okay.
and that author should be tapped, and then it says, does this affect the database? Does this affect the transmission? Does this affect the network, etc., etc.?
Holistically.
Of course.
Okay, so-
Does that not make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay,
right. So before you enter into a live production, before you do production run, you go through that time of testing. Once it's already done, you certify everything has been tested, then okay, you're good to go.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Now-
did we go through that testing?
Supposedly,
Ano supposedly?
as they claim,
Sabi nila.
as they allege it.
So hindi nyo alam if we went
Well,
through
no,
that
no,
testing?
no. Well, technically speaking, from the looks of it, they didn't. I mean, blatantly.
So,
I mean,
palpak na.
from our standpoint, from our practice, we have not seen any evidence that would manifest that they went through a proper conduct of project management.
You know, I can say that because I agree to that because at one point in time, all the CF cards were changed a day before the elections.
Yes, that's what 2010.
Oh, hindi ba?
When the count between the ones that was shaded and the count
Yeah.
that the machine generated was not, and they recorded 76,000 CF
CF
cards,
cards.
scattered to 7,000 islands in a matter of 7 days without us verifying whether it was totally changed or not. Poof.
Correct. So, if you had the testing, right there and then, alam mong the CF cards will be okay, di ba? If you had the thorough testing.
Yes. But we go 7 days. That's why the Philippine Communist Society, together with 3 other petitioners, filed a petition with the Supreme Court for a temporary restraining order not to run the election for another 30 days to subject those recalled CF cards for proper testing and certification.
Okay, so
which did
that
not
was
happen.
omitted.
Well, the Supreme Court ruled that out and denied the case as saying that they are a trier of law and not a trier of facts.
Pardon? I don't
Technically
understand what they
speaking,
said.
what they meant was that the Supreme Court, in terms of electoral protest, they can only pass judgment on issues that are constitutional in nature
Legal.
and not on process.
Hindi
or
technical,
operation.
pare.
So, who's going to judge?
Dapat
The COMELEC,
technical.
they said COMELEC.
Hindi wala naman
Because
technical
COMELEC,
capability.
that's why if you have witnessed what my statement, in my early opening statement there at the Joint Congressional Oversight Committee, by the 1987 Constitution, the Commission on Election is a quasi-judicial office,
Yes.
not an
Yes.
IT organization for that matter. That is why the chairman of the Common Advisory Council was recommending a project management office, which we in the Philippine Community Society and the IT community are concurring. Meaning, yes, the Commission on Elections, by its nature, by its principle, by its statute, is a quasi-judicial office. Meaning, their purpose there is a quasi-judicial. They hear on the protests Any protest that comes there, whether it's about a protest on the election or about the protest against registered voters or the protest against an erring election official or anything to do with election related, they are the judge for that.
Okay, they are the judge. But you mentioned in that hearing that COMELEC doesn't know anything about computers. You said that.
Exactly.
So how can they judge?
Precisely. That's why you need an independent party. In the legal term, they have what you get amicus curiae or friend of the court.
Friends of the court.
To seek a third party to shed light. And there was this...
So kayo yun.
well, anybody outside.
So did they get a third party?
No, they didn't.
Professor,
What the heck?
Who are this third party? What
Kaya nga,
kind of
oh,
institutions?
sino yan?
Well, normally there are the existing IT organizations like the Philippine Computer Society.
Okay, that can be one.
Or the
Oh.
Philippine Software Industry Association.
Okay.
Or the Philippine Society of IT Educators, Computer Society of the Philippines. There are quite a number of...
So many to choose from.
Yes.
Kaya nga, hindi partner, ang sitwasyon na ganito. You are to judge on electoral protest. For example, like the one of Chong.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Nagpo-protest yan, may dayaan yan, ganyan.
But it's very technical in nature.
Yeah, exactly. How can they judge if they have no knowledge on computers and IT? Yan ang sinasabi mo.
Yun nga.
Exactly. And that's precisely that is the gap on the point of view. That's why there are so many IT-related laws, starting from the e-commerce law,
Yes.
Republic Act 8792, which was passed sometime in 1997 or 1998, and then you have the first 8436, the first nationwide election automation. Okay, prior to that, there was a trial on Republic Act 8046, sometime in 1996. All of these are IT-related laws, which in the Republic Act 8436, they specifically specified to be the members of the advisory council are specifically from the Philippine Society and the IT Foundation of the Philippines.
Okay.
IT, what's the second?
IT Foundation of the Philippines.
IT Foundation of the Philippines.
So these are the
Authorized
advisors.
members of the advisory council.
Members of the
They were
advisory
specifically
council.
stated in Republic Act 8436, which was later on amended in 2007 under Republic Act 9369. This time, we volunteered to take out the specific name of the organization because we would not know the existence of how long can this non-profit organization can exist. Right now, the IT Foundation of the Philippines no longer exists, except the Philippine Society to this day still exists.
Good. So still around.
So going back to you, the
Okay, now going back to the ENIE.
Okay.
That was outright under Section 23 or 27 of Republic Act 1969. That is under the act of, that is already a prohibited act. And then further down.
Why is it a prohibited
Omnibus
act?
election
Because
code?
anything to do that you tamper with,
Yeah.
whether it's software, device,
They
or
weren't tampering, they were just putting the N.
Come on. When you put something, even your hand is already tampering.
That's so
Literally,
technical.
when you touch anything, that's already considered tampering.
You break the seal,
But you
tampering
just-
yun.
You have to have hands free. When you run a system and it's automated, it's going to run autopilot. So you gotta go hands free.
And what if the system screws up?
Then
Midstream.
leave it be. Shut it down properly with a certified ethical hacker. All right, and then cut the counting from there on, and then let the investigator investigate what's going on, what the problem is.
Okay, so during that insertion of N,
Which was nobody knew until it was discovered later on. And
That happened. That happened.
so they did it in secret.
Yes.
They
You know how that was discovered?
How?
Okay. The National Movement for Free Elections.
NAMFREL.
NAMFREL. They noticed, one of the IT experts noticed, there was a difference of the hash code. And the
Okay.
hash code is a...
What is a hash code?
Okay, the hash code is when you develop a software, it converts that software, it encrypts that software into a code that what has been provided as a third party to show the least that is this the same program that we tested for the source code review? Is this the same run that's
Yes.
running? And therefore, the only way to match that is the hash code.
Now there's a new hash code. Therefore,
There was a difference in the hash code.
difference in the hash code.
NAMFREL discovered that.
Okay.
So they approached COMELEC and what's the difference between? Then they said, oh yeah, there was that incident where this Smartmatic technician entered the premises of PPCRV and then entered wait, what? Entered the premises of PPCRV and then did something on the transparency server again, and then they inserted this code. What? Then everything started to, like it's a Pandora's box.
Yes.
Then that was later on turned out to be open,
Yes.
out in the open. And that's why you had
God.
Commissioner
But-
Guanzon complaining, this was unauthorized
But
approaching.
some others are claiming it's just an Enya. It's just a character.
Yes. But the thing is, when you do, come on, you're talking here of a Venezuelan company who, by nature, they also have Enya in their own alphabet. And
Yeah,
how can they misjudge
Spanish
that?
speaking pala yan,
Spanish speaking.
yeah.
That is illogical, correct?
Right.
And so when they do the quality assurance, as I've said in the beginning, they should even check even the spelling from the very beginning. And in fact, whether it's a question mark and then with the claim of this chairman then who's on the run, Andy Bautista.
Yes.
Okay. And he said, it's nothing, it's just a cosmetic change. If you Google the word cosmetic change under IT industry, there's no such term. You would find the word cosmetic change under the cosmetology. I mean, seriously. Seriously.
That's
In other words,
calling him Bobo.
when you're talking that's why when you're talking about information technology, there is no such thing as cosmetic change.
But that is
so
the-
for the likes of an Andy Bautista,
Yeah.
say maybe he is a cosmetologist.
Yeah, because he's
He got it all confused between information technology and cosmetology.
okay. Was there anything else changed?
Aside
Apart
from
from
the
the Enya.
Enya, this is a letter.
Okay.
We don't know, or do we know?
We would not know. But until later on, and then there was the uncovering of the Q servers, which the public did
Yes,
not know.
we talked about the
Okay,
Q
what
servers.
about the
Okay.
Q servers? Okay,
the Q server,
refresh us.
Okay, the Q server, as what explained by the Comelec and Smartmatic, was a process from the precinct that will go through a Q server to do the filtering to direct it to the next canvassing center,
Yes,
which
yes.
will be on the
Okay.
municipal and then later on.
Was
provincial.
that in the original charts or in the
in
original
the
plan?
architecture?
Of-
It was not
in the
presented.
you call it an architecture design.
Enterprise architecture. Yes,
Okay,
design.
so it wasn't in the
It
original
wasn't there.
design.
It wasn't there.
So when did it come in?
But the Smartmatic officials in the hearing say that's just a part of a command.
No. It's a hardware.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
hardware. You
That's
cannot just
their
command.
excuse. That's their excuse. It's part of the process.
That's the problem. That's why they don't know that the F they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're making us like we don't know what the F is going on. And the thing is, these a-holes are thinking they can go ahead and say this and that as they really dictate, because the beneficiaries of the cheats are also sitting across the table.
Oh, yes, of course.
Those elected officials are also beneficiaries because they were the ones that paid the hat.
Wait.
Okay, that's interesting.
Wait.
I mean, come on.
No, wait,
Let's go spade and
Wait,
spade. Let's go spade and spade. Who would benefit from a cheat if not the elected officials? Yes or no?
Of
Correct.
course.
So when you pay the guys who can run the machines, they will also come to the defense. Otherwise, the cover is going to be blown over.
Okay, the
There's
defense.
a conflict
Yes.
of interest.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're
I'm just warming up.
Yeah.
you're forming
That's cool. We have
a
a-
theory.
No.
It's not a
making
theory.
I'm just making sense out of what's
Okay.
going on. Why is the treatment like this?
Okay, Professor, why are they insisting in calling it a cosmetic change?
Why do they insist?
Yes.
By all means, they would have to call it something. Otherwise, they would not say it's tampering or it's a violation of the law. Because under the Republic Act 9369, Section 23 or 27, that is one of the penalties punishable no less than 12 years, which is non-bailable.
Bailable.
That's a high crime. That's
Okay.
treason.
That's treason because
Okay?
you're
And
tampering with something very
unfortunately, under the
sacred.
same law, the only one that can sit and judge on that is the same commission on election. That's the irony of it. So they can only sue themselves.
Because they're the judge.
They're the prosecutor,
Prosecutor,
the juror, and the judge. So
and the judge.
how in the world can anybody prosecute themselves? Definitely not, right?
Definitely not,
Of
yeah.
course.
Because they're the ones that contracted the vendor, the
Yes.
dealer. They don't even own the proprietary product. It's owned by a
Yes.
Canadian company.
Uh-huh.
All right, they're just a reseller.
What's that?
What?
Dominion?
Yeah. The PICOS machine is not a proprietary product of Smartmatic.
Okay,
They're
it's
proprietary.
outsourced.
No, they're a dealer.
Dealer.
They're a distributor.
Reseller, you mean?
Yeah, reseller.
Oh, okay.
Like if I was a carrier of a Toyota in one branch of Cubao, then I'm just a Cubao Toyota
You're a
dealer.
distributor,
That is
yeah.
what Smartmatic is all
So
about.
Smartmatic was contracted by the Philippine government or through Comelec to run our elections,
Exactly. A dealer, actually.
to run the elections.
Yes.
A dealer.
A dealer. They contracted a dealer.
Without-
They're not even the proprietary owner. They cannot take claim that they're the exclusive. They have the only exclusive technology. Any other provider can use the same technology. If
Okay,
if the
this
owner
a
of
name that
this-
company starts with letter D. The one who owns the machine.
Dominion Voting Systems,
yeah.
based in Canada.
Yeah.
Now, if there's another company, ABC company, that Dominion would contract to sell to the Philippines carrying the same technology, PICOS, by all means, they can bid.
Okay.
This is a question. You have the PICOS machine, which is the hardware.
Yeah.
You have the program to run the machines.
Yes.
Who creates the program?
Actually, initially there was a charge sued by Smartmatic versus Dominion in the Delaware court for breach of their contract. And it turned out that Dominion countered sue Smartmatic, saying the reason we did not give you the source code is because you yourselves violated our original contract, that any changes in the source code, which was proprietary owned by Dominion, was not consulted to. So Smartmatic did the tweaking and the changing of the source codes without informing the proprietary owner of the
You should, no?
Okay.
Because
So
you're
when
just
you-
that was the argument in the case in the Delaware
Okay.
court. So you can just Google it and then look at the Smartmatic versus Dominion Delaware court, and you can find all the details of that.
All right,
case.
all right.
So question, was there ever a review of the source codes?
In 2010, none. In 2013, they showed somebody donating a CD with a, for God's sake, who knows what that CD contains? Maybe it's just a scandal this, a scandal that, and then it just showed them to people. Hey, this is the source code, and then 3 days after they run it. And then here in the 2016, they had it. They pseudo had one source code done in the month of October of 2015 at the De La Salle University, and then what they had there was, okay, this is how the voting machine works. This is how the canvassing system works, and this is how the election management system works, which is handles the ballot box, the ballot paper, and the candidates. But it doesn't show you how they transmit from here, from the precinct, to the canvassing system, and how the election management system runs and conducts the management of the ballot.
Do you think that there are malicious, what do you call this, programs in the source code that could lead to cheating?
By all means, yes.
Okay.
Come on. I mean, it's already a worldwide phenomenon that even no less than Yahoo got
Okay.
hacked with 1 billion of their subscribers.
Yes, I remember that.
That's already blown.
So-
Everything can be hacked.
Okay, according to Commissioner Brillantes, or Chairman Brillantes, sabi niya, the source codes are still open for review, which means we can still go for a review of the source code.
Can we, Professor?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. But you have to have what you call a CHFI, a Certified Hacking Forensics Investigator. And among the Philippines, there's 1 or 2 of them that I know of that exist here in this country.
Okay, the question is,
And then you need a software toolkit to investigate whether the origin of that source code predates the time before election.
okay, so you can, if we review the source codes now,
Right.
you can see kung may dayaan ba dun sa source code.
Okay,
O
ganito
wala.
yan.
Pwede yan.
I'll go step by
Okay,
step.
go,
I'll go
go.
step by step, okay. Initially, in the beginning, there is the source code before the election. Okay? They have
Yes.
people to witnesses and then they certify, okay, we
Hindi
witnessed
naman
this.
nangyari yun eh.
Then, granted.
Assuming,
the normal
assuming.
procedure.
Yeah,
the normal
yeah,
procedure
okay.
under normal conditions.
Okay.
So they sign off and then they deposit that in escrow under the law with the Bangko Sentral of the Philippines.
Okay.
Now, Bangko Sentral, on the other hand, they don't just accept a CD. They too have to check the content of whatever is transferred to them in whatever media it was used, whether it's on a USB or on a CD. They too have to see the content of that, and they too have to contest and certify that these are the source codes deposited in our bank, which Bangko Sentral never did.
Okay.
Because they were never told how to go about the escrow. So even there's already a fault area. There's a fault line there.
So here, you have an ignorant COMELEC, you have an ignorant Bangko Sentral.
We're supposed to be under the
custodian.
law.
I'm calling them
No.
ignorant because they don't know.
No, but what I'm saying is common sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh,
common
yeah.
sense, right? So because you're going to deposit a software
You
code,
better know what
you
is
got to make
inside.
sure that the content of that in that device is exactly the same.
So
thing.
they didn't check it.
Now, granted, it went under normal conditions. They did what they're supposed to do correctly. I mean, technically speaking, okay?
Okay.
Then you run the election.
All right,
All right? Then you run the election, and then we see there's another source code being used. Then we have to compare whether that source code
Is the
used in
same
the
as
election
the
is the
one.
same as the one. There is a software toolkit that you
Oh.
Where do you get that?
yeah, you can get that anywhere in the market. It's just available. It's just an $80,000
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So you
we
compared content versus the
other
one,
and
the
says,
claim.
Yes, our
and then,
excuse. And then they can say, is this a match or not a match? Is there a
All right.
gap? So
and
there is
how
still
long
a
does
way.
that take?
Oh, it can run for 24 hours because they have to match every line of code.
Only that? Only 24 hours you'll be able to determine?
24 to 48 hours, depending on how long
Whatever,
the code is.
5 days.
Yes. You have the you have it. You have
1
that.
week.
I think that
And you have
time
the
is sufficient
documentation.
for doing that.
Yes.
But there was no toolkit nga eh.
Yeah, and they never did that?
No, I mean, you're asking me how it's done. I'm telling you how it's done.
Yeah, and my question is, did they do that?
That's what I said. Nobody knows what they're talking about.
Oh.
Okay.
So they didn't do it.
How can they do
No,
something they don't know?
No, they don't know.
No, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
Senator Pimentel has to call
Okay.
another hearing and to
Okay,
determine if they
okay.
did that or
September
not.
6, meron.
I'm just saying. I'm just
gonna
saying.
be there.
I'm just saying. In that statement that you said was not enough in the Senate hearing.
Yes.
Nobody knows what they're talking about. Simply because under the discipline of digital forensics, which is a school of thought, all right, which is which is an academic process, all right. The same thing I teach my students. What are the necessary steps? All right. There is what you call the Budapest Convention. There is the EC Council or the E-commerce Council that certifies all these different types of expertise in cybersecurity. All right, and there are those different toolkits that you can get. There are different compartments and different sections as far as cybercrime and this is the forensic skills concerned. There are a lot of that. It's a whole gamut of to do those things. Now, going about in the process of determining it by a sweeping statement that there was nothing wrong about that, it's already out of whack. I mean, dead seriously, those guys are really lying to their teeth. I mean, otherwise, they just because they had the entitlement says, I am the commissioner, I am the lawyer, I am the chairman, I can say what I feel like saying. Therefore, it is biblical truth.
Yes.
For Christ's sake, I mean,
Yes,
that doesn't hold water.
Yeah.
You gotta prove it logically, all right? Ignorance of the law is not an excuse, and so do they. They are the legal officers of the state. They are the lawyers themselves. They themselves violated the law. And how come we who are in the know and they're declaring us out of order, and they're telling us that we're making a circus out of these things?
No,
We're not making a circus.
Did they declare you out of order?
No. They're declaring that they don't want it to turn out into a circus.
Oh, sino ito? Si,
Yung mga...
Those sitting there as the ones presiding over the hearing.
Oh, si ano yan?
I'm sorry?
Sino ba ang nagpa-preside?
Senator...
Well, we wouldn't want to name names, but that's what came out. Let's read the transcript, and then we can see from the transcript who actually. But I heard that word come out, and let's not turn this thing into a circus.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Tama.
I remember. I forget who
said that, but when I heard that, let's not turn it into. I said, I'm not trying to turn it into the circus. When people started clapping, I had to raise my hand and said, no, I'm not trying to raise anything here. All I was trying to say, I was trying to educate the public. That was just our role. And just trying to tell everybody, come on, we're not fools, we're not stupid.
Yeah.
And we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
are the experts here.
How would you like the next hearing to proceed?
We would like to start off with the way they concluded it. Why are they buying those 2 eye buttons?
What
What are eye buttons?
Precisely, it's the same questions that you
What
have.
the heck are eye buttons?
The eye buttons, as they claim, is the digital signature. Okay? Now, there is no such animal that exists in the planet that a digital signature is called an eye button. What we call as a digital signature are three areas. One is a private key, a root certification authority, and a public key.
This is all technical. This is all.
Okay,
this is
can
all
you
foreign.
explain
Okay,
that in
Okay.
for
And eye
the
button-
benefit of our listeners?
Who will purchase what?
The eye button.
Eye button.
The eye button, as claimed by the lawyer Lasatin in the Supreme
Who
Court,
lawyer?
lawyer of Comelec Smartmatic,
Okay.
in the petition of Bishop Capalla against Comelec on the option to purchase in 2013, and it was questioned by Justice Carpio whether the eye button is a digital signature, and he said in the Spurgerus that the eye button is a digital signature.
Okay.
And then when you're there, the Supreme Court, you cannot say objection because it's a different hall.
Yeah.
You have there the honorable standing there like gods, okay, looking you down, and then only the ones who's been called to testify is the ones going to say that. Now, with that testimony, it's already perjury. Why do I say that? Because once you see and examine what an eye button is, and you open the box, okay, you can literally see it's not even connected to the motherboard. It's just connected to a switch, like an ignition key in a car.
Okay.
So the eye button, the word
It's
eye,
an
is an ignition
key.
button.
So it's an ignition key that starts everything.
That starts the car.
Starts the car.
engine, exactly.
Okay, so that starts the.
Okay, this is how it
Pecos
works.
machine?
Okay. The Pecos machine. Right?
Pecos machine,
Okay,
yeah.
now,
Okay.
this is the principle behind the digital signature. prior to Republic Act 9369, the first law was, which amended it, was the Republic Act 8436. There was no word of digital signature. Now, the basis of these two Republic Acts.
Let's go step by step.
Slow down.
How important is a digital signature?
Let's go to the Omnibus Election Code.
Okay.
Okay.
That is Batas Pambansa 881, signed into law
Okay.
December 12, 1985.
Okay.
2 months before the snap election
Okay.
of 1986. It predates that far back.
Wow, that old.
That old. Now, there is a provision there that says this is how you count. There is the ballot box, there is the paper, the taras, etc.
Yes.
And then when you start reading the ballot, you have to read it in front of everybody with the Board of Election Inspectors
Yes.
to be heard by everybody, and then that everybody can see. And then from a tally sheet, you write
it
down
on
the
the board.
taras.
I remember that before
Okay.
the
And
automation.
then, in fact, when you do the taras, it has to be in sticks and a strike.
Yes, the fifth.
Okay.
So that even the illiterate can understand 1,
Yeah.
2,
Yeah,
3, 4,
4,
strike, that's 5, 1, 2, 3. Then you just count how many strikes by that, and then you have the end total. And then when you have the end total, you write the word and the
Okay.
total, and then that's election return.
Okay, ER na
Now,
yun.
when you do that, then the Board of Election Inspectors and the poll clerk and the chairman, together with the citizen, would sign the election returns, testifying to everybody present in the precinct that we are manifesting that this is true and honest account.
Okay, Professor, I remember that during those steps.
No,
Prior.
that is a democratic act.
Yes.
Okay,
That is
nga.
a constitu-
So how does it have to
now,
do with the...
because of the automation,
Okay.
the signing should be done independent of that manual signing.
Oh.
Okay.
So the exchange now is a digital signature.
Hindi na pen.
Hindi na pen.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you bring this paper, you pass it to a scanner, and then the machine starts counting, right? Then it generates a total. Just to be presented to everybody. And then
Ando pa rin yung board of...
Board of Election Inspectors,
Inspectors.
And the chairman, of course. And then from the precinct level, and then you transmit.
All right.
Now, before you transmit, you would say, please enter your digital signature
Okay.
as your ministerial act, as your constitutional act, to say, okay, now, the digital signature is issued by the root certified authority. Under Republic Act 8792, or the e-commerce law, signed into law during the time of President Estrada, 1997 or 1998, it says there the digital signature has to be done according to the e-commerce law, because the e-commerce law, when you do transaction, it has to be signed by the consumer, the buyer and the seller.
For the authentication.
That's the word, authentication.
Yes.
So, now, later on, during the administration of President Arroyo in June of 2009, she issues Executive Order 808, ordering the Department of Trade and Industry to start implementing the digital signature.
All right.
Okay.
All right? And then following the 8792. And then, during the time of President Aquino, he signed department, but during the time of Melo, they came up with a memorandum circular saying to the Board of Election Inspectors, do you want to use the digital signature? And then it says there's a question, yes or no, type no. And then the next question says, are you sure? Type yes or no, press yes.
So binibigyan ka ng...
May option.
No. It's an instruction
Instruction.
by the COMELEC, Commissioners M-Bank, telling the Board of Inspectors not to use the digital signature.
But you're supposed to.
But you're supposed to.
I know, because under the law, only electronically transmitted and digitally signed shall be used officially for canvassing and proclaiming the winner.
Ay, walang hiya.
Kaya nga, we in the Philippine Society filed an administrative and criminal charge case against COMELEC, Melo et al., and then the PPCRV, and then the Smartmatic, and the technology with Ombudsman. And then because of the hoopla that they got, because they got a new president that got elected, and then the sitting Ombudsman was pressured to resign. She resigned, and then it was replaced by the one that swore in the new president. And that case was never heard to this day.
So what happened to the case?
It's still there.
So can somebody activate it?
No. We asked the lawyers and said
tapos
yes.
na.
No. It was not received.
Yeah, but may
No.
prescriptive period yan eh.
No. We, as a protestor, has still the right to be heard.
Yeah, but did you file for a motion for a resolution of the case?
How can we file? We have not been communicated on whether it's been raffled or because we have already done our motion.
Can you follow up on that?
Yes, we can. We can still do follow that up because it shows we can tell it to the court. When we bring it up all the way to the Supreme Court and says, where is justice here? You have the ombudsman here that already received this and they already stamped receipt, and we never had an official communication whether it's been raffled, it's been decided on, or anything else. And then who are we to tell the courts to start acting on this case?
Yeah, that's right.
So you better bring it up to the higher courts. So that's still pending. Now, going back to the issues of that, then later on, during the time of President Aquino, he orders, with the effectivity of the executive order, the Department of Trade and Industry issues the Department of Administrative Order 10-010, how to come up with a digital signature to pull down the public key infrastructure and to assign under Department of Administrative Order DTI 11-001 the root certificate authority, which is supposed to be DTI.
Okay.
Now, later on, under Republic Act 10866, which creates the Department of ICT, that now authority is under the Department of ICT.
ICT na. Okay.
So, pwede na siya mag-issue ng digital signature in 2016.
2016. Okay.
They didn't.
They didn't.
They didn't. They availed of some digital signature issued by Smartmatic, where there is no third-party root certification authority in the form of an I button. And if you read the instructions, it says, enter the digital signature now, before you do the counting. Before you do the counting.
Look, the reason, according to Don Di Mapa,
Don Di Mapa, yes.
the reason why iButton cannot be a digital signature is because when then iButton is transferred to another person, it will still work.
Because the private key, that's why it's called a private key, it pertains to a person. To register a private key, you must submit your credentials. You must inform the root certificate authority, those that issues a private key, who you are, where you come from, what is your identity.
So, may password ka.
Exactly.
It's traceable.
Which only you should know.
You should know.
Exactly.
Okay, traceable.
So, ang nangyari dito, it is transferable.
Let me finish. Okay, when it goes transmitted, okay, and it passes through whatever server, it cannot be opened.
Oh, sealed yun.
Encrypted. Because by the time it reached the targeted board of canvasser, which is the municipal level from the precinct,
Alright.
only he or she can open it using a public key.
Oh.
Then it becomes decrypted.
Yan, pwede na mabasa.
Bababasa rin because officially, yung source ng target, yung source ng origin pala, hitting the target destination, alam niya na, is it coming from the source that is supposed to receive, yes or no? Yes. Open it. If no, don't open it.
Okay, so
that's
authenticated na.
The match. Alright?
Oh, okay.
Kaya nga, maski may queue server ka, hindi mo pwedeng buksan yun. Get?
Yes, gets.
Even though meron kang enye, hindi mo pwedeng gagalawin yun kasi wala kang public key.
Oo nga, no?
It does not make sense, eh.
Yeah.
But because they can do anything as they please, whatever fucking A they're doing,
Yeah.
god damn it, shit. All they're doing is screwing us around and letting this thing go.
You must be so frustrated.
I'm fucking A, shit. Yeah, just bringing up the subject matter really pisses me off like hell. All right. I mean, I'm going public on this on air.
Are you alone in this, or is the entire Philippine
the
computer
entire Philippine
society?
IT community is really pissed off on this.
So it's not only you.
No, it's not only
It's
me.
a community.
It's a community itself.
So it's not
You're talking about 1 million or 2 million.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Shit.
No. Oh,
It's
you're
worldwide. You know,
So I think we better listen to the IT people rather than the Comelec people, because they're the ones who know.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
It's like
I mean,
it's like getting a doctor's advice
what we're trying to
about
say-
a system, and you're going to a bunch of lawyers to ask for that advice.
Ito na lang-
You should
ito-
go
ito
to
na lang-
the proper people,
Yeah.
the computer people, the IT people, to assess the system, and heck, what are we going to do in the next elections?
Precisely. That's why it's called automated
Diba?
election
Ayun.
system.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Professor, prior to the
Cancel
AES,
the contract. The answer to the question.
Yeah,
Cancel the
we'll
contract.
have that later.
later.
We'll go through the
this automatic
Step by
election
step.
system.
Automated.
That means yung manual ginawang automated.
Right.
So it's the same process that you just made automated.
Correct.
So the ballot, the marking of the ballot, the capturing of the tally, and
Transmission.
the transmission of electoral ERs.
Yeah, electoral returns to
That
the
used to be manual
board,
all the way, right?
board of canvassing.
Yes, border canvassing. That used to be manual all the way.
Yeah.
Now, what the AES did is to automate it.
Automate the counting and the transmission.
Yes. So,
So they claim.
along the line, they skip some procedures.
Quite a number of procedures.
So
number
okay.
one. In 2010, 10 days before, April 30, if I may be exact, they disable the ultraviolet scanner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're supposed to use that to
For the paper, right?
To determine the authenticity that the
Of
ballot
the
that was
ballots
used
that you use,
is
yeah.
been printed by the official printer, national printer.
that's part of the 4 security locks,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So you have the
The ballot.
Because
The-
under
no,
Republic
you have the-
under Republic Act 8189, which is the voters registration system, the National Printing Office must print only the exact
Number of ballots.
ballots
Yeah.
of the registered voters
so hindi ka pwede magkaroon ng
over
excess ballots.
excess ballots. Okay.
Walang provision for damage.
Now, with the
Okay.
UV scanner
Yeah.
disabled on the
machines.
what they made is emergency order of something 67 million pesos worth of ultraviolet lamp, which the BIs never knew how to use.
Is that the parang flashlight?
Para flashlight.
Hindi, ganito.
Yeah.
Why did they disable it?
Because the rejection rate was so high. The reason because they were late in the printing, and because of that, the UV ink, as they claim, scattered, and then the rejection rate was so high. And
That
they
was
said
2010.
2010. So they thought instead
Did
of having so much pandemonium that's going to happen because of that,
Okay.
they disabled
Okay.
it.
Did they do the same thing in 2013, or was there a UV scanner?
No, there was no UV scanner into it. Remember,
So
they
they
purchased.
screwed up the first time and never learned from it.
They did.
So the 2010 elections was the results of the
What the heck?
it's wrong.
That's why.
It's wrong, Professor.
That's why in 2010, 2013.
2010,
13. You have the 60-30-10, wherein the top nine senators never changed their ranking from
Yeah.
the first to the ninth.
Okay,
So the first time was the 2010.
let's explain it again for the benefit of our audience.
Yung
Yung
60-30-10
60-30-10 was discovered by a mathematician
Yeah, Professor Lex Muga of Ateneo and UP.
of Ateneo,
And
di ba?
UP.
It had to
And
be
UP.
and UP. Walang Lasal? Wala. It explains it. But anyway,
Yeah.
so he discovered it. Ang sabi niya, nationwide, all throughout the different precincts and everywhere, 60% voted for LP, 30% voted for UNA,
Yes.
and 10% voted for
None.
independent.
Right.
So, heck, nawala yung mga bailiwicks.
Pare-pareho na. Walang spike sa bailiwick.
And that is it is irregular.
Highly improbable.
It's mathematically impossible.
It is mathematically impossible.
Historically.
It never happened.
No, historically it never happened in our party.
Worldwide, yeah.
Yeah, worldwide, exactly.
So that alone is enough evidence that there's something wrong
That's
with
why in
it.
2016 you have this Senator Drilon being number 1, and then you have Joel Villanueva being number 2. What in the world did ever that happen in the history of electoral history?
Let's call a spade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We noticed that.
Senator Joel Villanueva, what did he do to be that number 2? To be as popular? And
Maybe-
then you have another senator, Win Gatchalian, winning the senator slate, and then the other senators that are highly questionable that they got that position.
Okay, Professor.
These are
Pointed question.
personalities that we are an election run by celebrity status. Let's be
Correct.
honest to ourselves, right? If a person is popular like Nora Honor, or
They
somebody,
win.
she will win,
Yeah.
hands down, or Adolphe or something. But somebody in the likes of Joel Villanueva, Win Gatchalian,
Win
with all due
Gatchalian.
respect to these people, I don't know them from Adam. How could they be ranked?
Okay, pointed question.
So, 60
Wait. Pointed question.
Yeah.
Was there, so the results of the 2010, 2013, and
Was there-
2016 elections were all fake.
Honest, yeah.
So,
Highly questionable and highly irregular.
highly questionable. Ang mga nakikinig highly questionable,
Sa Tagalog,
highly
ano yun?
irregular, yung resulta ng
Hindi
mga
nga.
boto
Anong ibig sabihin? Katakataka.
noong 2013.
Kagimbal-gimbal.
Mahiwaga.
Mahiwaga. Ang mga resulta.
Magic.
Oh, magic.
Minagic,
Hindi,
pare.
ganito, kasi
Ah.
I always said that the role of Comelec, the role of Smartmatic and Comelec, since they were partners at the time and they were running, is to make the public feel, at least feel, that the elections are clean and that whatever you put on that paper is counted rightly.
Yes.
Hindi ba?
You know, I remember.
In that aspect, they failed. 2010 they failed. 2013 they failed. 2016.
Marami na skip na protocol nga
No, the point is this.
But they're the ones
So-
claiming there was a success. routing
Yeah, I
success.
remember that.
No.
Because,
Routing success.
because it, after less than 24 hours, all the votes were counted. Wala daw cheating and all.
But you
Diba?
have the IT community or our experts, our computer experts and the IT community saying, heck no, hell no.
Oto,
Right?
pare.
Right.
Sasabihin ni-
2010, why didn't the IT community or the computer guys say, we should run our elections?
Said that we should run election. Under the Constitution, it is only commissioned to the Commission of Elections to administer and run the election.
Yeah, it's a
but
constitutional
why
body.
did we need, after the first experience in Smartmatic in 2010, why didn't we get our own people to
Because the people in charge
develop our
were...
source codes, to develop, to run?
That's why we had to go to the motion of filing into case. That's why in the 2016 election, they had to issue that voters verification paper audit trail, the BBPAT.
The BBPAT, yeah.
Okay.
Which they didn't do in 2010 and they didn't do in 2013. And until the Supreme Court came up with a decision to comply with that, they did comply without even printing the date, the time, and even the precinct.
No.
What kind of BBPAT is that?
BBPAT is
The voters verification
Votes
paper audit
verification.
trail to
Okay.
verify whether the candidate that you vote did
Yan
the
ang
machine
sinasabi ni
to
Attorney
verify
Glenchong,
nga.
yung dapat parang ATM. Pag nag-withdraw ka, may
Oo.
confirmation, itong pera mo, ito yung balance mo, ito yung withdraw mo. Parang
Well,
ganon.
exactly.
So, wala tayo nun.
So you never know whether...
ideally, you can monitor which precinct, sinong nanalo, ano.
Yeah.
Yep.
Di
You
ba?
have an audit trail. That's
Ilan-
why.
So, that BBPAT, ba't wala akong kopya ng boto ko?
Correct. Kung meron man, they comply with the law, but for lack of time, kuno, according to...
They put it in a box, something...
Yeah, and another just so that you will not be charged of election vote buying. But the thing is, it's just a verification that your vote was counted by the machine. But you have to verify whether the date is correct, the time is correct, the precinct number is correct, and the candidates that you voted do appear.
Can that be a new step that the voters are allowed to review the BBPAT?
A new step that's already in the law.
I mean, to implement it, because now I didn't see my votes when I last time.
They should implement that because already Supreme Court decision on that.
Okay, so
So,
next
next election it should be done.
In fact,
It's a given.
It's a
in
given.
It's been a
fact-
requirement
in fact,
from the very
from the
beginning.
very beginning.
From the very
Kaya lang, ang
BBPAT.
nangyari nga, hindi yung security locks nga, hindi na implement.
Yun marami nang skip eh.
Clean
No?
and honest elections or feel the job clean and honest elections when the security locks aren't implemented.
Well, money talks, bullshit walks.
So may
They
nalagyan.
just,
May
want,
umangan.
they just want to run the country. Who runs the country? The syndicate, the organized crime.
Yeah.
Big time, Francis. Think about who's running the big business.
So
here.
what you're saying is that
Yeah.
cheating is organized.
Of course.
It's automated.
of course.
With
No,
automated
it's run by
elections.
organized criminals.
Okay.
They're the ones that bankroll elections so that the heads of that state can do their crime
Who
easily.
are the
To perpetrate their...
They could be smugglers, they could be drug lords, they could be God
Can
knows
be any.
whatever.
Criminals.
We don't know who.
It's a global phenomenon. It's transnational organized crime. That's
May,
something.
may mga naglalako ba?
Mayroon yan, of course. I mean, when you go to the hierarchy of transnational organized crime, that's how organized they
So
are.
sa elections natin may mga naglalako sa mga senator.
Yes,
Mga
Oo, meron yan. Meron yan.
Bigyan niyo ako ng 20 million, 50
Yeah,
million,
yeah,
mananalo
yeah,
kayo.
yeah,
I'll make
yeah,
sure that
yeah,
you're in the
yeah,
top 10.
Meron
So
yan.
pwede rin pala, no?
Of course.
Kasi ganito, partner.
Electronic vote buying.
Kasi
pare.
ganito, partner.
Ano?
Meron tayong caller, mamaya. We will call a person.
Okay.
He claims to be an operator. Mamaya pa natin tatawagan, maybe
Sure.
after the break. And it's good that Professor is here to kind of vet him.
He claims to be a operator of the Smartmatic.
Alright.
No, wait. He claims to be an operator who operated during the 2016 elections to make sure certain senators
We
are
win.
in the top 10.
So he has access to all this...
He claims to do it via hacking. through
is this the one with the
Remotely.
2 laptops and the SIMs?
Yep.
Okay.
So later we will have that. Now going back.
Okay, going
Where
back.
were we?
We were then the process. Skip yung process ng VVPAT. That's one. And
Okay.
then, from the VVPAT,
All right. So now that the Supreme Court already ruled that it should be complied with, now that they're going to comply that, we would expect that to happen in 2019 if we're still using the damn machines.
if we're still using the damn machines,
Right.
what's going to stop us from not using it?
By the petition filed by another group, I think, Tanggol na Demokrasya, to oppose, object to the option to purchase the machines for the 2019 elections.
But that's already awarded to Smartmatic, right?
Sorry?
It was already awarded to Smartmatic.
Yes, but there's a petition that is yet to
Yes.
be ruled.
So that can be overridden
Now,
by...
if in eventuality that has been ruled by the Supreme Court, now COMELEC has make do with those remaining quickest machines that they already bought
Okay.
and get another contractor to develop the source code.
That will take how long?
Well, understanding the technology is nothing new. It's already an old technology.
My
Okay.
question is this. Did we purchase the source codes before?
Technically speaking, yes.
So we own those source codes.
Definitely.
So we can
By nature, yeah.
so we can tweak them.
Well, in programming, it's better to start from zero than use a defective source code.
Tama. Reboot.
Reboot, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
go from scratch.
Filipinos can develop their own source code.
We have the
Exactly,
technology.
Then just use the hardware.
Yeah.
The hardware is the hardware.
I'd rather have Filipinos develop their own source codes.
Yes.
Yeah. You can have the design, you can have the data structure, you
Yeah.
have the control flow. Like I said earlier, you define the input.
And what's
the-
this COMELEC? If you examine the source code, COMELEC says you can't take it home.
There was a suggestion
Oh.
by the Department of ICT.
Mm.
Okay, why don't we make a hybrid? Following
Yeah,
that
hybrid, I heard about that,
same
yeah.
concept. No? Meaning, let's forget about that scanning, that optical mark reader, because we don't know whether it's really accepting. Because there's a lot of question behind it. Let's go back to the manual counting.
Yes.
Manual vote, you write. Manual count, you read. And then you manually tally.
Tally.
Now, you can either convert that tally sheet into an optical mark or paper, which really shade, and
Okay.
then use that for transmission.
Okay.
Or you can get a cell phone together,
Picture na lang.
picture it, and then convert that image into
Optical-
data, and
optical
then
reader.
transmit that data. Enter your digital signature.
Napaka-simple, no?
Simple lang.
Enter the
Pwede
your
mo
digital
i-double
signature.
check, no?
Yes.
Tsaka maraming
Ang dami
witness.
pwedeng-
And then correct. And then also, according to what's his name, Senator Soto, also declared that there were 7 regional hubs.
Yes. 7 regional hubs.
Okay,
Yeah.
that came out
Yeah.
a week after that we never knew, that the public never knew. For us in the industry, that is sufficient space. That's why I declared that out of my angst. That 7 regional hubs has sufficient space to determine what each candidate from the councilor to the mayor, congressman, party list, governor, kagawad, vice governor, all the way to the senator can be accounted for in the respective websites, and you can match.
Oh.
Correct? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
You have 7.
7.
7 in regional hubs,
Yeah.
right? And then each of that, they all have the respective cloud that
Yes.
they can send the data to. Correct? So the traffic will be diffused.
Yes.
So when the traffic gets diffused, you don't have to go to a queue server. You can immediately transmit, and right at the instance, see whether the results are the same exactly as you see on the website.
WYSIWYG yun. As you
Yeah, what
say.
you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get.
All right. So at the instance, right at the very moment, then you can attest. Okay, it's done. It's accurate.
Is it going to cost more or less?
No less.
This
Concept.
concept will cost less.
Yes, of course, because you only pay it as you use it. That's what you call software as a service.
SAS. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then infrastructure, yun cloud computing. You don't have to be a big data center anymore.
Yeah, di na
And in
kailangan.
fact,
This is the hybrid.
The
in
hybrid.
fact, the Department of ICT has their own cloud. The Philippines, we don't have to go to Amazon. Amazon, that what they contracted with, is a violation of Republic Act 10173, which is the data privacy law.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because
O alam ni Don Di Mapa yan. Maybe you should call.
you're giving data, sensitive data to an outsider.
Oh, that's right.
So
Foreign
without the
company.
permission of the individual whose vote is valid, and God knows whether, do you see my name there? Because the COMELEC happened.
Comelec, yeah.
Right? The 52
Yeah.
million
Oh,
is what
yung-
If that could happen with COMELEC, what about sending your votes to a
Lalo
third
na.
party?
Third party.
Lalo na siguro.
The more so they would know by region
Yeah.
who voted for who.
Interesting.
Right? So there's already a violation of the data privacy law right there and then. So not only they committed cybercrime, they also committed the data privacy law, and they also committed crime with the election law itself. 3 counts.
Ito
Okay.
dapat pasalitain dun sa hearing eh.
No. The thing is,
Ni Senator.
I'm interpreting
Oh.
the letter of the law into a technical term and hoping that
No,
the
but-
public would understand which people like Attorney Glenn Chong has the evidence to substantiate
Yes.
What you are saying.
saying.
Kaya nga.
Kaya nga, we put this thing together and then those are the evidence because there was no, that's just only conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
only ganyan.
So yours is not a conspiracy theory. Yours is backed by evidence,
Yes.
by labs,
Yes,
which
yes.
came from Comelec themselves.
Exactly.
Okay, going into that what
Yeah,
Glenn Chong was saying, we'll get back to that because it's 7:56. We'll also be having a operator on the show. Not on the show. He's called Musang.
Musang.
He hides under that name. I met him personally, but we'll see if he.
Just like what happened in 2010,
Yeah.
there's just, the guy with the mask, they
Yeah.
call koala bear, and his
Yeah,
name
yeah, I don't
is
know.
Robin.
Yeah.
And then the way he defined how the cheating was done, it's going to be advanced call, exactly the same operation. That's
We'll
what
see.
we expected.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, Joey, take a
Joey,
break.
Take a break.
We'll be back later.
Interesting.
What? Iba't ibang taong nakakasama, kayo pala ang hinihintay.
Kamag-anak ka ba ng isang OFW na lodi sa pag-awit? Nais mo bang maging pambato ng inyong rehiyon sa National Amateur Singing Competition? Gusto mo bang tanghaling monthly winner at maging grand champion ng OFW Family Singing Idol? Samantalin ang pagkakataon na ito. Malay mo, this is your time to shine. Kaya sugod na sa tanggapan ng OWA Regional Director na nakakasakop sa inyong lugar at mag-audition para sa Tinig at Himig sa DZME OFW Family Singing Idol. Magwagi ng kasa at iba't ibang special prizes. Like us on Facebook, DZME 1530 kHz. For more details and join Regional Friends of DZME to vote your favorite Regional OFW Family Singing Idol. Para sa iba pang updates, ipatuloy lamang na tumutok sa DZME 1530. Una sa kanan, ang himpilang may paninindigan. Tinig at himig sa DZME OFW Family Singing Idol. This program is brought to you in partnership with Department of Labor and Employment, Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, and Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, ACS OFW. Sponsored by Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, Duty Free Philippines, St. John Bosco Infotech, Fifi Hotel and Beach Resort, Barangay Poblacion, Morong Bataan, and Centennial and Marikina Food Corporation, maker of Hobe Pansit Canton, Hobe Pansit Bihon, and Hobe Pansit Palabok.
Broadcasting live sa pamamagitan ng state-of-the-art 25,000 watts fully digital AM power stereo transmitter. Ito ang DZME 1530, numero 1 sa paghahatid ng mga sariwang balita, impormasyon, komentaryo, aliw, musika at public service. DZME 1530, una sa kanan, ang himpilang may paninindigan.
DJ Samples from LucidSamples.com.
Need to know the trending issues na pinag-uusapan ngayon sa Facebook, Twitter at mainstream media? Subaybayan ng Vlogging Ngayon. Vlogging Ngayon, pakinggan sina Carlo De Leon, Francis Abraham at Mark Lopez, tatlong personalidad na handang umupak sa dapat upakan at pumuri naman sa karapat-dapat purihin. Samahan sila sa 2 oras na paninimbang sa mga napapanong issue ngayon at bukas. Vlogging Ngayon, napapanood sa DZME Facebook live streaming at napapakinggan sa radyo tuwing Sabado, alas 7 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi sa DZME 1530. Una sa kanan, ang himpilang may paninindigan.
Okay, we're back again sa vlog ngayon.
Oh, snappy. Ang topic po ngayon, dayaan.
Dayan.
On a national scale,
Dayan.
automated.
Automated Dayan.
And Professor has been, feeding us with so much information.
And bago natin ituloy yung programa, yung Dayaan ay nabebenta pala sa mga...
Oo, naglalako.
Naglalako. Yung Smartmatic, tsaka yung mga involved, mga Comelec, pinupuntahan yung mga kandidato at binibigyan ng option. Package 1, Package 2, Package 3.
Of course, you heard about this.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard of that.
So magkano yung mga offer? Have you heard how much the
Well,
offers
on the
were?
local level, let's say for a mayor, anywhere between 5 to 10 million. On a congressional level, could be anywhere from 20 to 50 million on a national level, like senatorial or governorial level, could be 100 million. to
Na,
200
payat, man.
And then from
Wow.
senatorial, anywhere between 200 to 400 million. And then the presidential, easily 1B.
1B.
Easily.
Chicken.
Minimum.
Chicken.
So yun yung mga naglalako at nag-o-offer ng ano.
But
sana-
that was 2010 figures. It could have been doubled by now.
So saan nanggaling itong mga to? These are Comelec people? Are Smartmatic people?
well,
Are yung
the highly
sindikato?
suspect there, so Smartmatic could be, could be.
Kasi
party to
obviously,
them.
kung maglalako ka, may access ka para manggaya.
Kasama ang Smartmatic, definitely.
Because Smartmatic does not exercise optimum security. I mean, if they're really a very professional outfit,
They claim to.
they hire like 8,000 or 20,000, God knows where, to configure the hardware, right? Do they have a profile of those 8,000?
I mean, the
In other words, they're not practicing
Yes.
what we in cybersecurity in business would rather practice as a day. Before we accept you, we gotta credit investigate who you are.
It's
what's your
part of a
personality.
parang ISO.
Protocol.
Yeah.
It's a protocol.
Yeah.
Pero hindi. Talagang wholesale.
Yung
They
8,000.
get the 8,000, whoever they
So,
and those
walang
eight-
vetting of those people. That
Exactly.
So, they can be anyone.
Anyone, and who has got a criminal mind and says, hey, I'm going to steal this, I'm going to steal that software, and I got it. And I can tweak it, and I can do it. Whether Smartmatic knows about it or not, I can do it. I can make money out of it.
So, those are rogue people.
Could be.
They-
On the ground, yeah. Can do. I mean, so in other words, it's all scattered. They do not have the proficiency and competency. That's why my statement in that hearing was they don't have the competency.
Okay. Yes, I remember that.
Right, because I stand my ground, and how can they prove they're competent when there's so many things on the loose? And even on the day before election, they're doing a transmission.
Yes.
And they're claiming it's a final testing and sealing. Come on.
But they already sealed the...
They already sealed it, and they're still doing some
So-
testing. And then
so,
until
naka-unplug.
Ano sinasabi mo niyan? Do you agree with Attorney Chong na those are legitimate machines or copy machines or whatever?
Clones.
it could be
Clones?
anything. It could be anything. It could be anything, but legitimate.
Illegitimate.
It's illegitimate.
It's illegitimate.
So these were not the same machines
Because
used by...
because even if they say that there was a sealing that by the 6th of the day
Yes.
before election, yung tapos na, and then they said no, we changed that, and then when they changed that, when they changed it a week after, they decided no, let's not put a deadline because we're still changing the code.
Changing the code.
Yeah, parang you're changing the rules of the game in the middle of the game.
Yeah, hindi pwede yun.
Hindi pwede yun.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're really professionals, look, they were the same contractor in 2010, they're the same contractor in 2013, and they're the same contractor in 2016, and they're doing the same error. How proficient are you? You're doing the same damn error over and over
Incompetent.
again. Yeah, exactly.
So, and then, in 2019,
They're still doing the same contractor. What makes them to be the proven capability?
But,
They've proven their incapability.
so proven failure na sila. So,
Exactly.
why did we contract them?
Because money talks, bullshit walks.
Again, balik na naman sa pera, Francis.
Grabe.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
No, we have a guy right now who claims to be an operator. I don't know if we have him online. Do we have him online?
We have him. What's his name? Code
Okay.
name Musang.
Codename Busang. I met this guy. Ang sabi niya, operator siya sa 2016 elections. He claimed to have influenced elections in Nueva Ecija. So yun yung area of operation niya
Alright?
sa Nueva Ecija to make sure that certain candidates, senatorial candidates, are top in the top 10 list.
National kanyang ano.
Oh, in that
client
area.
niya.
I don't know, he was supposed to have been paid as an operator $1 million pesos or something like
Just
that.
$1 million?
But he claims that one of the operators has gone missing, and he claims to have been hunted down
Uh-huh.
also. So
He's hiding now?
yeah, he is hiding. Do we have him on the line? Si
Okay.
Musang, are you there?
Musang. Good evening, Musang.
Evening.
Hello, Musang, narinig mo ka?
May feedback.
May feedback.
May feedback po ang mic nyo.
Yan. Okay na.
May feedback po sa mic nyo.
Okay na. Musang, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng nanonood at nakikinig.
Lakasan mo lang yung boses mo.
Okay, Professor.
Musang, lakasan mo lang ang boses mo, ha?
Nagalan po.
Yan. Okay.
Lakasan mo pa.
Hello?
Yan.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Musang.
Dapat lingkod ko sa inyong yung report.
Yeah, okay, I can hear you well now.
Oh, anong masasabi mo? You claim to be an operator last elections.
Pinag po kasi ng operator, tinatawagan mo yan. Imbitahan sila, the usual job interview, kami tinatawagan ko literate. At least intermediate, familiarity sa programming, familiar sa open source, mga ganun. Doon ako nagiging basahan nila. Tinatay nila yung personal na yun. Ang purpose ng training ay inaalam din nila kung isa ba yung candidate para sa ganito or pwede ba siya sa iba pang bagay. May assessment naman sila. Ang nagtatrain din mo sa amin ay smart math din. Personal nila.
So, ang sinasabi mo, you were trained by Smartmatic.
Opo.
Were you trained to cheat?
No, sir, we were trained to operate the system.
Meaning, operate and they also taught you how
Operate the
to...
system in such a way na kaya namin siyang gawin kahit tikit ang isang mata.
Oh,
Ang
okay.
out po namin back then are the first po was to train other people to do their jobs in their respective places. Training VCM techs, then training CCS technicians, and so on. Dalawa lang naman po yan eh. Yung VCM ang nasa presinto and
BCM.
technicians ay nasa higher sila ng ating ladder, for example. Ang presinto may VCM po. Diyan pinapasa mga balota, diyan pinapasa mga balota. Yan ang primary na babasa ng nagtatali ng mga balota. Yan natin nasalaman kung sinong nanalong mayor, konsehal sa isang bayan.
Okay.
Now, yung data, exist po yan. Sumasalo ng data pataas ay CCS na. Canvassing and Consolidation System. Now, ang Canvassing and Consolidation System or CCS, nahahati po yan. Hindi yan mag-isa lang. From MBOC or municipal to CBOC or city. Equal sila, tataas yan to RBOC or region. May TBOC or provincial. The list goes on pataas up to national. Ang canvassing ng data ang babago kung anong data ang kailangang i-canvass for a certain position. For example, President, Vice President, separate. Separate ang canvassing and counting ng mga yan. Pagkas. Ang congressman ay iba din. Ang ito ay iba din. Wala, if the division of capital decision, ang congressman ay bigyan first governors, board members nila. Government nasa isang bracket. Board members is hindi nila iisa ng bank. But it could be to register loopholes and daya.
Tingnan na.
Then, if you recall, yung kay Boy Circle na inilabas noon, yung tatlo, labal, nakapong, imas. Nung kapanood niya, tinatawagan lang namin. Kasi ano na yung katotohanan, alam namin mga LNM. Kasi natin within at 3 kilometer radius. Ang nakamar, lang time. Ay dahil Now, sir, my question po kayo. Also, if there after for the something.
Yung sinasabi niyo ho,
Yes.
yung sinasabi niyo ho yung ginawa yung katulad nung kay Boy Saicon, yung in-expose ni mga kasama niya.
I don't know Boy Saicon, pero nakita ko yung video. Napanood na.
Napanood mo yung video. Pero nung ipinahayag ng mga testigo ni Boy Saicon na ginamit sila na baguhin yung mga resulta, tama ho ba yun?
Pero sabi ko nga may doubt na ako dun eh. Kasi kung may katotohanan yan, sabihin man natin na totoo yan, yung area kasi na sinabi niya ay imposible. Kaya duda ako.
Sa Laguna.
Kasi ito pa. Kung sinasabi niya, doon sa 3 witnesses na yun na ay may katotohanan, eh di ang dapat na nanalo ng governor sa probinsyang yun ay liberal, hindi po ba?
Hindi na namin nasubaybayan kung anong partido yung nanalo noon eh. Pero ang inaabang na lang namin, yung proseso nung paano nila nagawa ang pagbabago.
So,
O ikaw, anong proseso ginamit mo?
ito, as in, sabi ko ng lahat
Hindi kita maintindihan. Anong prosesong ginamit mo? How did you hack into the system?
okay, yun lang ako po. Kasi, hindi po kung ano ang nangyari, di ba? So, ito po, bago po tayo dumating sa part, tanongin po si Professor, ano po ang ibig sabihin ng hacking?
Ang ibig sabihin ng hacking pagtatamper po ng electronic data sa kahit anong paraan, pagkukuha, pagnanakaw ng mga password, pagpapalitan ng mga resulta ng mga data o pagpipigil.
Manipulation of data,
Saka yung,
kung galing kayo sa labas.
Oo.
Pero, hindi naman kayo galing sa labas, kayo nasa loob na. Ang
Hacking,
TCS po, ay, ito po, sir. Ang TCS ay hindi isang outside system ng Smartmatic. Yan ay isang crucial component ng buong AES.
okay, tama po
Kasi
yan.
yan ang nagmaano.
Tama po
Now,
yan.
ito pa, meron pa po tayo dito. It cannot be said hacking kasi nasa loob na. Manipulation and tampering is a more accurate term to use. Kasi kung sasabihin po natin laging hacking ito, then everyone will assume na nanggaling ang tampering mula sa labas. When in reality, nanggaling ito sa loob.
Oh, tama kayo dyan.
Nakaabang lang.
Oh, ang tawag po natin dyan, man in the middle. Yan po ang isa pa sa mga ibang klaseng tampering or hacking. Man in the middle, meaning taga-loob.
Sir, alam niyo mo yung pag tayo nagtitimpla ng brewed coffee, gumagamit po tayo ng filter, di ba?
Gumagamit po tayo ng
Filter.
filter. Okay. Filter. Okay. Tama.
French press system, maalin pa.
Correct.
Hindi pa ang trabaho ng filter sinasala.
Opo, sinasala po, opo.
It's the same banana when it comes to operator equipment. Nasa iyo na yung gamit, naka-preset na yan. The only thing that differs from the operator CCS and the conventional CCS na nasa mga canvassing centers is yung super user.
Opo.
Now, the super user by conventional application can only be accessed ng isang legitimate technician pag siya tumawag sa NTSC.
Okay.
Ito yung tech support ng hotline ng lahat ng technicians, both BCM and CCS levels of all levels.
Oo.
Ang trabaho nila, pag nag-request ng super user, they would provide username and password and all 3 security tokens or USB keys para i-access yun.
Correct.
Now, operator CCS is preset super user. Walang password, walang keys.
Yes.
Ang data po nito ay lalaroin na lamang yung nakikita nila.
Correct.
For example, let's talk senators. Yung bigyan ko kayo ng isang clue kung sino yung isang senator doon. Siya po nakakulong na.
Dilima.
Ang trabaho nila is to make sure these senators remain dun sa mga slots na iniutos.
Yep.
For example, si Laila, doon ka sa huli. Si Dillon must remain on top.
Yes.
And Dillon was the challenge. Kasi ito, sino nakakaagawan niya sa pwesto? TESDA. Si TESDA man, walang iba.
Yes.
Ewan ko kung paano ginawa nila doon sa ibang operators. Pero even up to the point na nagdidebate pa rin sila hanggang makalipas ng first 100 days after election, hindi debatehan pa rin kung sino pa talaga ang dapat nasa number 1 spot. So,
Yes,
if I have to guess, nanalo si Rondon. Now, sino pa? Andiyan si Antiveros, andiyan
Yes.
si Tim Lacson,
Gatchalian.
andiyan pa si Pangilinan. Oh, ito yung Magic 6 nila. Ito ang mga orders nila. And sad to say, may ibang operators na hindi nabayaran dito. Bakit? Gusto niyo malaman kung bakit?
Bakit?
Natalo si Mar.
Ano, no?
Natalo si Mar.
Natalo si Mar.
Si Mar.
You claim to be an operator and you weren't paid.
Po?
You claimed to me that you were an operator and you were not paid.
Hindi ka daw bayad.
Hindi ako bayad. Pero nasoli na yung gamit sa kanila eh. Kasi ang condition is pagka soli ng gamit, saka babayaran.
Okay, you said that you had 2 laptops delivered to you with SIM kits.
2 laptops, 2 SIM kits, and SAT kit just in case.
What's that?
Ito pong SIM kit may kasamang 2 packet Wi-Fi. Actually, 2 packet Wi-Fi for each network yun eh. 2 Globe, 2 Smart.
And then ang access
It's the same process for everything. The only difference is that the CCS connects differently and it can operate anywhere remotely basta may signal.
Pero yung CCS hoop, meron siyang mismong parang particular MBOC tsaka PBOC, correct?
Paulit nga po, sir.
Yung CCS na sinasabi niyo po, yung tinutukoy niyo, meron siyang particular na Municipal Board of Canvasser or MBOC, tsaka meron siyang particular na Provincial Board of Canvasser or PBOC. Lahat yung dalawa na yun, meron silang equivalent CCS, correct?
Yung authentication. Yung authentication po ay bypass.
Binaypass na.
Kasi ito po, naka-super user na, hindi na kailangan ng authentication.
Okay. Got
So
you.
when the super user kicks in, all data streaming is pwede nyo nang i-manipulate.
Okay.
Kasi
Ilang super user meron kayo? Kasi meron kayong admin user at meron kayong super user. Hindi pwedeng
access at ang login.
I'm sorry?
Siya yung basic.
Pero,
Siya yung basic for the conventional.
yeah. Pero ilan super user meron? Ilan?
Ilan ang super user per unit? Sa akin, 2. Kasi 2 laptop ko eh.
So, ikaw lang ang super user for a particular MBOC tsaka PBOC. O kahit anong MBOC or PBOC ang pwede mo kalikutin.
Usually, ang nakaset po on a provincial level is the PBOC system kasi doon dumadaan lahat.
Correct. So, kung ikaw yung super user, na-override mo yung resulta ng PBOC.
Opo. Even if, let's say, the original transmission has 5 candidates with a vote of pinakamataas, let's say 1 million, the next is 2 million, all the way to 5 million.
Yeah.
So, while in transit ng data na yan, before it gets transferred to the main servers, pwede na siyang ma-manipulate doon. You only have a few seconds to do it.
Correct.
Ang ginagawa mo lang, dagdag bawas.
No longer shading eh.
O nga, pero hindi, tinatanong nga ni Francis, ang ginagawa mo lang dagdag bawas.
Dagdag bawas is, kung nakuha ka ng boto sa isang kandidato, ililip mo sa kabila.
Oo nga.
Yun.
O nga.
Pero kung binabaliktad mo na yung resulta ng mga kandidato, hindi na vote shading, yung transfer, full-time transfer of votes na yun.
Hindi, kasi
For example,
sige, go ahead. For example,
hey guys,
hindi kasi ganito, no?
example.
Ganito, no? Mathematically speaking, meron kang specific number of voters per province, per city,
Per
di ba?
province.
Tapos meron kang number of candidates, no? Ngayon, may mga botong to nagtatransmit galing sa BCM. Paano mo na ibabago ang resulta? Kaya tinatanong nga ni Francis yung dagdag bawas. Kung kailangan yung eksaktong bilang ng number of voters mo na bumoto.
That's a very good question. Okay.
Paano nangyayari yun sa CCS?
A certain province has a preset number of votes at the time of the election. So, pag nagsarado na ang presinto, sarado na yung bilang na yan. Tama po ba?
Correct.
Okay. So, ito yung part na masaya dun sa CCS system. Kasi, pwede nyo baguhin nga na lahat dun eh. It's no longer about which precinct came in. It's all about which MBOC transmitted. So, pagdating nito dito, ito pala. So, ito ang ibabato ko na. Ito, ililipat ko naman sa kabila. Ito, ibabalik ko dito. There are instances na kung saan makakakita kayo ng mga boto na zero talaga.
Oo. So, sa madaling salita, bago pa lahat nangyari yung transmission, alam mo na eksaktong gaano kadaming botante meron ng bawat presinto. Ang tutunguan ng bawat probinsya. Tama ho ba? Pero hindi mo malalaman kung ilan talaga doon sa tamang bilang ng mga rehistradong botante at talagang bumoto. Hindi naman
Hindi nila makikita yun. Kasi makikita nila ay yung end result ng kabuuan ng isang probinsya.
So wala na pakialam sila kung...
Kasi you're doing the data on the fly na eh.
Okay. Gets ko na yun. So wala na silang pakialam kung 100% ang bumoto or 50% ang bumoto, basta pagdating sa inyo.
Dumating sa iyo yung values nun,
Wala na.
Ilalagay mo na lamang siya kung saan siya kailangang mapalagay.
Okay.
Kasi kailangan manatili na pagdating sa national servers, sa Q-server, ito pa, Q-server, they do the filtering and the final check.
Okay.
So, pagdating sa national servers, it has to be from the script na sinabi nila.
Okay.
Sino number 1, sino number 2, sino number 3, and so on.
Anong script ang binigay nila sa'yo? Sinong number 1?
Rilon.
Number 2? Kiko. Number 3?
Kiko Pangilinan.
Number 3?
Number 3 is Ontiveros. Number 4 is Lacson. Number 5 is... Kung tama po number 6 kay si Laila eh.
Number 6 si Laila.
De Lima.
Ilang kayong operators na ganyan ginagawa?
Ay, hindi ko sa masasagot yan. Kasi tinatawagan naman ng random eh.
Okay.
Iba ang meeting ko, iba ang meeting nila.
Okay. May sinabi ho kayo, Musang, kanina na tinatawagan yung NTSC, no?
Ulit po, sir.
Meron kayo sinabi kanina na from your end, kumukonek kayo sa NTSC or
NTSC.
National Technical Support Center?
National Tech Support.
Tech Support Center, correct? So, nagko-coordinate kayo with the NTSC?
Wala na po kaming coordination sa kanila kasi nasa amin na yung super user eh.
Anong ginagawa nyo pa, kumukontak pa sa NTSC? Para saan pa yung contact nyo sa NTSC?
Hindi. Yung conventional technicians, yung mga legit, yung mga nakasali sa kanilang mga canvassing centers, natawag pag may concern. For example, itong isang case ng isang probinsya, on the city level, pagbukas nila ng CCS nila, supposedly wala yung laman. Like zero votes for any candidate. So pagbukas nila, hindi pa sila natanggap ng transmission mula sa BCN, may bumababa na data from the national servers, may preset na boto. And we're not talking test dummy account votes for candidates. We are talking of real-time live candidates at the time of the election.
And then, paano nyo nire-respond?
Ito po eh. Yes, sir. Opo.
Paano nyo nire-respond kung meron kayong ganong klaseng gap? Na merong zero sa kanila?
Kapag po may ganong concern, ang default po dito ng CCS technician is to erase the content. Kailangan bumalik siya sa zero. Otherwise, mako-consider na null and void for that field of quality. Yan ang default action.
Okay.
Kasi pag yung data na yung ginamit sa mata ng lahat-lahat ng poll watchers na nanonood, magwawala lahat ng tao doon sa lugar na yon.
Okay.
Political parties, yung mga bantay nila doon, probably kapatid ng kandidatong naninigaw nilang doon sa labas, or maaling nga, magkakagulo yan.
Okay. Sa inyo ba, kontrolado niyo ba yung resulta ng vice presidential and the presidential results?
That's a very good question, sir. Ang control po, president at president ay nakatali sa taas, sa national.
Okay. Maliwanag yun. Kaya nga sumingit na yung
Kasi
enye.
wala pong makakagalaw niya na operator aside sa mga may hawak mismo ng server. Kasi yung data na yun napakalaki.
Okay.
Hindi siya kakaya ng laptop lang.
Correct.
Of that magnitude, of that scale.
Correct. So, kaya nga nangyari yung enye. Oo, tama. That makes sense.
Okay. Magandang tanong mo yan sa inyo na yan. Yan po ay pinapanood ko na kanina pa. Okay. Ito po ang istorya ng N at enye at yung hash code. Pag nagpalit ka nang tumatakbo yung system, you have to shut down the system for a while. Now, kung magpapalit ka na isang letter, napakabilis lang yan. Minuto lang yan. Then, go up ka na ulit. Connected ka na sa system, tatanggap ka na ulit ng mga transmission, may display ka na ulit sa transparencies. Hindi kami naniniwala na binago lang yan for cosmetics. Walang maniniwala diyan kasi nagbabago lahat eh.
Tama.
Yung hash code nagbago, yung anyos nagbago. Ang tanong diyan talaga, anong binago nila doon? Kasi after nun, nagsimula nang magbago ang resulta ng boto ng VP.
Na?
Kahit
VP.
kami nanonood kami nun eh.
Okay.
We may be operators, pero doesn't mean we have to like kung sino man ang sabihin nila. Ang VP ko ay si BBM.
Okay. Pero hindi nyo na, wala na kayong control doon, ano? Yung code nyo hanggang pang senatorial lang.
Wala kaming control doon for a reason.
Ngayon, sino may control sa congressional at sino may control sa mga mayor and governor? Iba na naman ang super user noon.
Congressional is controlled differently rin.
Okay, iba naman yon.
Ibang tao din yun.
Ibang operator
It would
yon.
fall under the TIBOC.
Ano?
The TIBOC or the Provincial Canvassing Center.
Iba, okay.
Kasi ang sistema po natin dito on the legit side,
Yeah.
pagkapasok ng bilang ng mga boto ng mga kandidato, Congress is declared on the province,
Yeah.
on the provincial level.
Yeah.
So we're talking Provincial Canvassing Center, mga kapitolyo ng mga probinsya.
Okay. So, kayo yung gumigit na doon sa Q server. Kayo yung kumakalikot na nilalaman ng Q server. Tama, mali?
Hindi ko malayo sa posibleng tama kayo dyan.
Hindi.
Pero hindi rin po malayo sa posibleng may mali.
Okay.
Kasi lahat ng data is senatorial state yung house.
Correct. Kasi yung sinabi mo kanina ranking, hindi naman lumabas ng gano'n ng ranking sa public kasi ang number 2, lagi si taga-testa eh.
Ilang beses po kayo na-disconnect sir ng election?
Ilang beses. Sa pag-monitor lang nga namin nun, ilang beses nga siya nag-disconnect. Pero number 2 yung testa. Pero may iba tayo dyan, matatag ko pa, meron pa yung 7 hubs. 7 regional hubs. Pang-control ba yun sa lokal o pang-control yun sa national?
Regional na po ay function similar to Q servers. Pero it's more on parang alalay system lang siya.
Pang-local lang yun, ano?
In a case of overload, sa laki ng data na pumapasok, nag-overload ang telco at lahat, it has to be there to support.
Pero kung pag
Kasi
sinasabi...
you're transmitting into 3 servers eh.
Yeah,
Simultaneous, not sequential. Sequential, sorry. These are simultaneous.
Yeah, pero I'm sorry to say, no, pag sinabi mo malaki yung data mo, ibig mo sabihin, pati yung image ng balota, dala-dala nyo, or yung resulta lang. Kasi kung resulta lang, text lang yun eh, maliit lang ang file nun.
Maliit lang. Maliit lang kung sa maliit. Pero paano kung sabay-sabay kayo? Malaki lang naman siya kasi yung bottleneck ng transmission sa telco, maliit lang naman eh.
Oo nga, sequential lang naman yun eh.
Pag bato ng data, nagsabay-sabay kayo, wala na yan, magda-down na yan.
Hindi ho ba ina-archive yan, di ba zinizip, tapos saka mo siya ibabato as one file galing sa BCM? And then, pagdating mo sa location mo sa CCS, i-unzip mo, saka mo lang siya i-ano? Di ba ganun ang design?
Kasi yung data real time na eh.
I'm sorry?
Wala na kayong oras para... Yung data po, pagdating, real time na.
So, hindi siya naka-zip?
Hindi maganda yung design.
Yung data po, pag nag-upload, flat file lang siya.
Kung gagawa ka rin din pala ng hacking, hindi pa maganda yung design. Sana ganun na lang ginawa ninyo. Zip and unzip para mabilis. Kasi yun nga ang problema dyan, yung traffic eh. Kasi kung tutuusin mo, between you and me as technical people, alam din po natin na kung ang itatransmit mo lang data lang, maliit na file lang yon. Numero lang naman yun, tsaka code lang naman yun, diba? Hindi naman yung buong pangalan lang tinatransmit mo lang kung ano yung identifier ng kandidato. Yung kandidato mo, no more than 30 per position. That's only 2 digits. Tapos, yung bawat location, ang total ng votes mo per precinct is no more than 3 digits. So, that's only about 5-digit text file na ibabato mo kada location. So, i-multiply mo yan mo by...
Tama po ang alaala ko, ang isang flat file po nito hindi lumalampas ng 100 kilobytes.
Hindi nga.
So, that's roughly 10% of an MB.
Exactly. So, hindi ko mawari kung paano mo masasabi na masyadong malaki yung data na tinatransmit, kung ganun lang ang coding natin. Kasi, naintindihan
malaki sir siya, in a sense, mali ang term na ginamit ko eh. I would rather, rephrase ko po yung term hindi siya malaki, may bottleneck.
Okay. Kaya nga yung bottleneck, ang nakikita ko ito, pagkaunawa ko sa iyo, dahil sinasabi mo nga, super user kayo, at kayo meron dalawang laptop at SIM card, ang pumapasok sa isip ko, hindi lang ko kayo nag-iisang super user. Marami kayong super user, nag-aagawan. Yun ang nakikita ko. Yun ang naiintindihan ko sa nangyayari. Kaya nga siguro sinasabi mo traffic, hindi sa traffic ng laki ng data, kundi sa traffic ng agawan kung sinong pwepwestohan, sinong gagamitan ng resulta. Meron pang isa pang layer. Meron pang isa pang layer sa ibabaw ninyo. Maliban sa iyo. Yun ang...
Ang pang iba naman magtatransmit yan at the time, sir.
Oo nga.
Ilan ang probinsya?
79 provinces sa buong Pilipinas. 79 provinces lang tayo sa buong Pilipinas. Wala pa tayong 100. So, 2 digits lang yun. Correct?
Correct po.
Tapos,
Pero gaano po diyan kadasi ang mga operation ng telecom na kung saan hindi pa naman talaga sila nakapag-commit ng resources at the time of the election.
I'm sorry. Anong ulit sinabi niyo?
Bracketed kasi, for example, sir, kung mag-transmit ako over a 3G network, matagal na yan. Kasi may kasabay akong iba.
Yeah, yun na nga.
Just on the same thing.
Yun na nga.
Now, pag nag-transmit ako on the 4G yan, medyo bibilis na yan. Pero ano ka stable yung 4G way back in 2016.
Yun.
Kasi tinitingnan ko rin yung mga simpi, yung aking mga parrot wifi, lahat sila naka-3G lang eh.
Oo nga.
Pag nag-ping sila ng 4G at the middle of a transmission, uulitin ko uli yun kasi yung data packet na yun ay unstable na.
Oo.
Pagdating nun sa queue server, i-decrypt nila yon, sasabihin corrupted, sasabihin ibabato uli ng bago.
Oo nga eh. Kumalala ninyo...
The same concern ka sa BCN.
Ha?
Ilang cases po ng BCM ang nag-transmit to their respective CCS centers, canvassing centers, na nag-e-error sila kasi hindi sila makatapos ng transmission. Dahil sabay-sabay ang nagtatransmit.
Oo. Meron nga problemang
Ang
gano'n.
mangyayari dito, may dadating na 10 resulta mula sa isang presinto, pero ang nababasa lang ay mga probably 1/4, 1/2, up to 2/3 of the data. Hindi makabuo. So, ang mangyayari, i-retransmit yan. And for each time na nagtatransmit sila, that's additional load on the network.
Okay.
So, if you're doing if you're doing things real time, on the fly, iniisip mo, okay, kailangan ko itong i-adjust dito. Kailangan ko na ulit itong ibato.
Yeah.
Bato lang ng bato.
Oo, tama. Kasi akala ko kasi sabi nyo kanina, dinidisregard nyo na yung bato sa BCM na bali wala na yun dahil dumediretso na kayo na yung super user. So akala ko wala nang silbi yung BCM sa inyo. Pero ngayon, sinasabi nyo na tinatanggap nyo yung traffic na galing sa BCM.
Sir. Kasi sinusunod pa rin naman ng ginagamit ng operator ang protocol.
Correct.
Wala namang special case scenario outside dito sa super
Actually, kaya nga, yung nagbibigay ng liwanag kung bakit nangyari, ang PPCRB naglabas ng resulta, mas malaki pa sa official count ng COMELEC. Kung maalala ninyo. Kaya nga, anong result?
Nakikita yun namin.
Ano no? Nung malala nyo na...
Nakikita yun namin.
malala nyo na minsan, kinorek pa nga nila na mas mataas pa yung figure ng PPCRB sa official count ng COMELEC. Kaya nga, meron pang pumuntang Smartmatic technician at ang rason nila, dinoble entry daw ng mga encoders ng PPCRB. Kung palusot man yun o hindi, yun ang ginawa nilang rason. Pero sa sinasabi nyo sa amin, sa paliwanag mo dito sa ere, na nagkakaroon kayo ng pagsasala ng mga datos, kung saan man nanggagaling man yung transmission at saka nyo binabato, nagkakasalisihan kayo. Kaya nga, ang napagkaunawa ko sa inyo, na ikaw isa'y super user, meron din kayo ibang super user na hindi nyo kilala, na meron pang...
The super user po kasi, sir, nakalimit lang naman siya doon sa system na ginagamit namin eh.
Correct.
Hindi naman po siya in application in every transmission. Nakaset lang siya for the manipulation.
Yes. And then that manipulation, kung ba't inabato nyo siya sa official server, meron pang another user, super user, na kailangan i-match yung numero. Kung hindi, mag-overvote yan, katulad na niya ng 2010, 253 million votes na lumabas eh. Kaya nga, ginagawa nga nilang pulido ito eh. Madumi pa rin, magulo pa rin ang pagkagawa ng pagka-hack. Tama?
Tama po. Kaya po nagkakagulo ng eleksyon.
Kaya nga nagkakagulo. Kaya nga, in other words, lumalabas din pa rin, may bulilyaso pa rin. Maski kahit anong
In
gawin...
reality, hindi naman o planchado yung system.
Hindi nga, hindi.
In reality,
Hindi, maski yung pandaraya, hindi rin planchado.
Ay, nasunod lang ko kami sa nagutos.
Kaya nga. Hindi nyo kasalanan yun. Ang sinasabi ko lang ho, dahil mismo ang arkitekto nung gumawa ng pandaraya, hindi marunong, kaya nga nagkagulo-gulo, yung dayan, kaya nagkakabistuhan na. Nagkakalabasan, hindi matino.
Kung nagkataon na stable ang method of transmission, ang center natin, nagkataon na stable, let's say similar to South Korea, Japan, or present-day China, hindi na mahahalata yung daya na yun kasi pagpasok ng data, yun na yun eh. Ang mahihirapan na lamang diyan sa huli ay paano ka magpa-file ng claim mo na dinaya ka kasi yung pasok ng transmission isang beses lang.
Buo na.
Tapos na.
Total na, may total na.
Kahit sino man na binoto mo, wala ka nang pakialam doon, tapos na.
Pero sa katotohanan sir, ang presidente ko si Duterte ng botohan, ang vice president ko ay si BBM. Kasi sila lang naman yung masasabi na
Reasonabling manalo.
bang kita niyang tao.
Kita ng tao.
Alam niyo yung kita niyang tao sila.
Tsaka sa social survey, sila yung numero 1 na bago sa halalan. So talaga sila lang lalabas. In fact, si Marroas nga, hindi man nag-number 2 Sa tagal ng survey, puro number 4. Mas mataas pa nga sa kanya, undecided Tinalo niya undecided.
Tama.
Sa araw ng halalan. Nangyari. Tapos, ito naman si BBM, sa katagal na ng survey, minsan, wala nag-number 2 sa kanya. Maski sila Trillanes, Cayetano, sino ba yung isa pang kilalang...
Si Chief.
Si Chief Escudero, yan. Tatlong kilalang senador. Tinalo ni isang kongresistang byuda.
O kaya nga, what number was si Lenny? Anong number siya doon sa survey?
Wala.
She was never figuring...
Hindi siya. Mas mataas pa ang ni...
Mataas ni Cayetano. Diba? Mataas pa si Cayetano.
Nagtatalo sa pwesto si Cayetano, si BBM.
Hindi, si BBM talagang number 1. BBM laging number 1.
Okay, Musang. May tanong ako sa'yo. Ikaw you claim na hinahunting ka after the elections?
Pakiulit nga po.
You claim na may nag-hunting sa iyo after the elections.
Ayun, nagsalita na nga ako noon
Saan ka nagsalita?
Kaya kailangan ko niyan lumayo.
Sino nag-hunting sa'yo? Musang?
Hindi ko kilala ko sa inyo yung dalawang yun. Basta ang alam ko, na-aksidente na lang sila.
So may namatay na?
Siguro, patay na sila. Wala nang humahunting sa ngayon
Tinumba na sila.
Tinamba na. Okay.
O sige.
Andun sila. Ang approach ay Ilocano approach. Ang hijack ka ng truck, tagasaan mo.
Tama.
Sasabihin na lamang aksidente. Yung mga driver, aalis na, sasakay na ng bus papunta sa kung saan.
Tapos na.
Well, any last words, Musang?
Okay, going back po doon sa sinabi, yes, we have the skills to develop our own AES. Pero kung ako tatanungin nyo, I would go for the touchscreen type. Pag-boto mo mula sa touchscreen mo, sa panel mo sa isang presinto, direction transmission yan kita sa national server. Katotohanan, mas mabisa yun kumpara doon sa ginagawa nila ngayon na may papel pa rin.
Maganda man yan.
Yan po ay...
Maganda man yan, madali man gamitin, pero madali rin dayain yung touchscreen kasi walang ebidensya.
Depende. Kasi wala naman talagang system na masasabing full-proof. Ang magdadala na lamang kasi ng integrity ng isang election ay yung mga mismong tao na andun.
Oo.
So kung sa katotohanan sir, ito, experience ko habang nabubuhay ako, sa lahat na nakita akong eleksyon, wala pa akong nakita ni isa na masasabing walang daya.
Sigurado yan. Sa buong mundo, hindi na sa Pilipinas, sa buong mundo, lahat ng halalan may dayaan.
Siguro ang masasabi lamang na walang daya na sistema ng gobyerno o kung may daya man ang sistema nila, Brunei. Brunei is absolute monarchy. Kontrolado lang ng isang tao assigned to mga kamag-anak na royal blood. Sasabi pa bang medaya ang mga yan? Pinapatay na lamang nila ang kapatid o pinsan nila pag gusto nila ang pwesto yun. Or kakasuhan ng graft and corruption, tatanggalan ng title, tapos ang usap.
Sige.
Okay.
Pero dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, ito po, 2 shows ago, yung guest po natin sa program ay si Attorney Sixto. Na sinabi niya na the code remains open for review. May nag-review na po ba after 2016?
Meron na ano?
Meron daw nag-review ng 2016 code. Kung meron na.
Wala pang nagre-review ng 2016 code. At pwede pa yan. It's up for review. According to Comelec Chairman Brillantes, it can still be reviewed. But, I don't know. It should be reviewed there yata in Comelec.
Saan ba yung venue review?
Hindi mo pwedeng iuwi.
Hindi pwedeng iuwi, controlled environment, etc. So, it's either complex ng Central Bank or compound ng Comelec. Ang tanong ko dito, sinong siraulo? And I do mean, sinong siraulo? Kung hindi man ay baliw ang papayag. Kasi walang papayag ng libro dito eh. Sino na sigurado ko? May mga kakilala na ako nakausap eh. Gusto nyo ba? Buo tayo ng team, punta tayo doon, file tayo ng request, reviewin natin yung code, tingnan natin kung saan pwede mag-improve. At bahala na si Batman kung anong kasunod na hakbang.
Ang pwede lang gumawa niya ng PNP
Kung gusto nyo, kayo ang mag-request ng review, bubuo tayo ng team.
Maaari.
Okay.
Okay?
It's okay. Okay, maraming salamat sa mga binigay mong mga payag dito sa DCME, sa vlogging ngayon, Musang. Ingat ka lang dyan.
We have your number, so...
Tatawag ulit kami kung kailangan namin ng info galing sa inyo.
Okay? Okay?
Salamat din po.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Salamat.
Salamat.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
that was Musang, our
what do you think?
operator. What do you think, Professor?
Just to show how possible it is, how easy it is. Kaya nga sinasabi ko na sa inyo na when they started recruiting itong mga supporters, tech support, 8,000, 10,000, who could they be? They can recruit anybody without the proper protocol of investigating the background personality.
Correct.
In the person of Musang, whatever his background is, he came out to be an operator.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's just one of about 8,000 or whatever, and then siguro nasalang siya and na-filter out, ito, pwede natin gamitin itong taon to or is an implant by some candidate to do this. He has got the technical know-how, and anybody who claims to be, I'm just a student programmer, but actually is a hacker, nobody can tell.
So, what you're saying is, yung sinasabi niya is possible?
Oh, highly probable and highly possible. And then, like I said, even what's his name, Smartmatic does not have the proper guidelines and protocol when they recruit, and they did this in 2010, they did this in 2013, and again they did this in 2016. By lump sum, they just recruit anybody, 10,000, 8,000.
Wala man lang screening yun.
Walang screening, wala man lang background check kung sino-sino itong mga to. Kaya nga, si Musang could be just one among the many. Siguro hindi lang siya nag-iisa.
Yes.
Siguro may mga 10 yan, o may mga 20 yan. Kaya nga nagka-windang-windang nga yung resulta. Kaya nga nagka-labo-labo nga yung mga transmission. Kaya nag-iba-iba yung audit. Maski super user ka, ang super user, kasi meron kang super user, meron kang admin user.
Yes.
So yung mga user na yan, may mga hierarchy of authority which is granted to them by another higher office. Kasi unless siya yung nag-develop ng program, which actually he did not, he just received the laptop.
Yeah.
The developer of that program can override his access. Make sense?
Oh.
Yes. Ano ba yung root?
Okay.
Yung root access.
Yung root access kasi niya, kung ikaw talaga yung coder, you can assign anybody to be the super user.
Oh, yan yung parang yan yung boss.
Oh, ayan
Hindi,
sabi.
ang tawag namin dyan, yan ang Diyos.
Yan yung Diyos. Oh, even worse.
Ang sinabi niya, pinadalan siya ng dalawang laptop tsaka mga kit.
Tapos may title siya, super
user.
Pero, tapos, after this operation, binalik rin niya yun. He also...
So, kung sino man yung gumawa nun, siya ang pinaka-Diyos.
Oh.
Now, whoever that guy is, he's paid big bucks.
So, any suspects kung sino yun?
Hindi natin
Well,
alam.
he could be a foreigner.
Foreigner.
Yeah, he could be a foreigner for that matter. He could be a Ukrainian, he could be a Russian. We don't know. We
Don't know.
never know.
Sabi niya, hindi sila binayaran dahil natalo raw si Mar.
Kasi hindi nag-work yung kanilang
I mean,
scheme.
hindi naman siya involved doon sa vice presidential Involved
Hindi,
siya doon
sa
sa
senatorial.
senatorial Pero siguro, I don't know, siguro nagkaunsayan din.
Nagkaunsahan din yun.
Nagkaunsahan
Yung,
yun.
the
Ang nakikita ko-
candidates did not pay.
Okay, the impression na nakikita ko, kung meron silang ganong takbuhan sa senatorial, meron din silang ganong takbuhan sa congressman, meron silang ganong takbuhan sa gubernatorial, at meron silang ganong takbuhan. So, bumababa yan.
Yeah.
So, if you really add all of that, ang
Marami
pera,
yan.
bilyunan yan.
Yeah.
Bilyunan yan.
Marami.
Malaking pera yun.
Okay, we have about 10 minutes left. What is the next step? What should we do? How should we should just scrap smart money? What do you want?
Kailangan ang taong bayan talaga magising na at mag-usisa na at makialam tungkol dito sa halalan. Kasi
Okay.
dito talagang nakaalala yung ating kinabukasan para sa susunod na henerasyon.
Yes.
Pag hindi natin mabantay na sarili natin boto, lalo na yung mga bagong rehistradong botante, mga 18 anyos ngayon lang,
Yes.
at sila nagrehistro at hindi nyo alam ano yung pangyayari, at paniwala sila na meron silang kapangyarihan na magbago ng kinabukasan, yung pala yung kanilang boto hindi nadibilang, ginagawa lang silang kengkoy, dapat sila yung magising at mag-unawat. Alamin nila kung talagang ang binoto nila ay binilang ng makina. At pag may pagkaduda sila, magpulong-pulong sila, gumawa sila sarili nilang Facebook account. Magkaalaman na. Magkabulgaran na. Kasi yung mainstream media, gamitan din yan eh. Pera-pera din yan eh. Kontrolado na yan ng mga may pera eh.
Tama.
Ngayon, sa social media, dahil wala namang may control yan, at kung ano yung dinumog mo, ito na lang, classic case, no? While we have a few more minutes remaining. Classic case is Duterte.
Yes.
Okay. Let us recall how he happened, and this is the analogy. We all know that he did not want to run for president. He didn't even file his candidacy.
Correct.
True.
Yeah.
And then the matter of fact turns out that they were the opposition against Binay was giving him all the dirt and garbage, trying to face him because he was number one in the survey. And then later on, the Liberal Party was courting Grace Poe to be the number 2 of Mar, which she refused and then finally ran.
Yes.
And then the next thing they do, they filed a case against Grace Poe that he's an American citizen.
Tama.
Which later on, the Supreme Court ruled otherwise and said, no, she can run.
So she was
and that
allowed.
was the turning point. That was the tipping point that finally Duterte decided to run. And that was already late in the game because the filing candidacy was already closed.
Tama.
And then somebody gave the
Okay,
seat.
Dino.
So from the bottom, he started to increase his ranking in the survey. Out from the dark. Because he
Yes.
was number 1, number 2.
Correct.
Because
He was didn't figure anything.
yeah.
Not in the
Until
radar.
later on, but then the mainstream media keeps saying, and then Mark was not even number 1 at all for the longest time. In fact, Undecided was staying number 1, higher than him. Okay? Until later on, as social media started to viral the campaign and
Of
the support
Duterte.
of Duterte, it was already a deluge, a tsunami.
Yeah.
And then when it happened that way, no amount of cheating. In fact, we get reports from the overseas workers that they voted for Duterte and their vote was changed to Mar.
Wow.
And that was spread out in the social media as early as 30 days before the actual election. Okay? Yung
Yeah, I remember
overseas
that.
absentee voting.
Yeah, the absentee voting.
Meron nangyari yan eh, overseas absentee voting eh.
Doon pa nagdaya na.
Doon pa nagdaya na. So nagkalat yun, binayaran lang marami, kumalat yun hanggang during the election day period, ang nagna-number 2 was always Mar. And pero he could never bring that gap so close because it was not even the word landslide is a small word. It was a deluge. It was coming from all forms. It was a tsunami.
Yeah.
No amount of cheating could stop that. And they still did cheat. They brought down the votes of Binay. They brought down the votes of Grace Poe just to put Mar as number 2. And they could not even outvote Duterte. So they had to do Plan B. It was Plan B. Vice presidential race.
Doon na lang binanatan.
That's why candidates like Cayetano, seasoned senators, Cayetano, Trillanes,
Didn't even figure.
Escudero.
Yes.
Didn't even figure.
Huh?
Didn't even figure. In,
yeah. And then you have Bongbong Marcos, who's
Yes.
who's rating number 1 all throughout the survey.
Yes.
Being
All of a
caught up.
sudden, a widow, a notice becomes number 1 at the end of the day, the next day when that insertion had happened.
Yes.
That's why you were calling for the for the digital forensic
of that Enye. And they will never do that.
So, Professor, the Dayan, so to speak, occurred during the insertion of the NE.
For the vice presidential.
For the
right?
vice presidential.
Well, there was already cheating, as what we have heard from your testimony of your caller. That was cheating all over the place. And I think even Attorney Glenchong already manifested in his testimony na merong ganitong wholesale, merong retail, may big... Ganun talaga. Talagang it is a business. It's a thriving business every 3 years, an election period.
Wow.
People can make money between 100,000 to a million to 10 million to 100 million to a billion.
So Musang was being paid 1 million per province,
I
right?
don't know.
Yeah.
It was being paid probably $1 million. He mentioned $1 million that they owed him money and he was never paid.
Kasi he didn't deliver.
And he did agree to meet with me.
Yeah.
And I said, you're useless until you show your face.
But of course, he will never show his face. Even nga that si Robin niya that yung
Yes.
Koala Bear never showed his face.
Never. Yeah.
Pero when you read this, the transcript and you look and you observe and you list it and you follow it through, it was not for us in the cybersecurity industry. It's nothing new. There is somebody to call. Hey, there's transmission gonna come here. So, kumbaga sa basketball, meron kang hawi, tatabi mo na, ito
tagabalya.
Tagabalya.
Oh, okay.
Para makapasok ka na diretso, yung tamang yung gusto mong boto pumasok, yun yung papasok mo.
So, unahan dun.
Yan,
Okay.
yun.
Okay.
Ganon.
What immediately do you want to see happen now?
Right now, we would like to see the contract be cancelled. And right now, we'd like to see that once and for all, expose the that I button is not a digital signature.
Where do we expose it? In the Senate?
In the Senate. Because in the Senate, in the Joint Oversight Committee, the concluding portion of the hearing was already pertaining the purchase of those 2 I buttons. Because they have to come into pairs. And we would like to object that those I buttons are never and are not at all digital signatures as required by law.
Okay.
Are you invited to the next hearing, Professor?
If they would, I would. Whether we're invited or not, we are the public.
Yes.
Okay.
We must attend. In fact, when I go there, whether it's invitation or not, I just sat
We
in.
should attend.
We should attend also. I will attend that. And I hope that you share the show, get people informed. We should be,
Spread the
show,
spread the
spread
news.
the show and other shows
Yeah.
and other concerns. We were educated tonight by Professor Toti, and
I'm shocked, man.
Yeah, I am.
It's that
I am.
It's a blatant.
prevalent and
It
blatant.
is. Kasi nga mga kababayan, you cannot have lawyers explain to us that there was no cheating or there was cheating. You should have IT experts and computer guys, knowledgeable, explain to us that there was no cheating or there was cheating. Di ba?
Tama.
Parang doktor eh.
Tama.
Pupunta ka ba sa
abogado?
kung kailangan mo paggamot?
Oh.
You
Sa
go to
mekaniko para paggamot ng ipin.
Pupunta ka dun sa IT expert. And the whole community, what's surprising is yung buong community ng IT experts ay galit na. Pala.
So yung panlaban natin dito
and they have no voice. Wala silang voice sa mainstream media.
Wala.
So yung panlaban natin dito,
Ang panlaban natin?
palakasan ng boses.
Social media.
social media, palakasan ng boses.
Correct.
Spread this,
Exactly.
and create awareness.
Yeah.
Have people talk about it, and demand.
Yes.
We have to demand clean
Big-
and honest elections.
Yes, as citizens of this country,
As
it's our right.
citizens.
Correct.
Di ba?
So yung mga nakikinig, paki-share na lang tong video na to. no? Yung show na-
We did that.
Actually, viral lang nga yung last interview niyo with Sixto. And
Yeah. We
Dami
did not put this out in public for certain reasons. We will tell you maybe soon, but next week is going to be a very good show, and it has something to do with this.
Yes.
But that interview you had with Glenn Chong and Sixto
Yeah.
went viral.
Well,
it
viral,
did.
yeah, it did.
They were arguing, and you have 2 lawyers arguing.
Right,
What's
What
nice is
came there,
if you had
tinanong nga doon meron ba dayaan? Sinabi ni Sixto, meron. Yun na came
Yes.
sinabi
did.
niya meron.
Yeah.
Kaya lang ang sense
Hindi
of
daw
daya
makina,
kasi
tao
niya,
daw.
tao ang nandadaya.
Ganun.
But that's
Pero tao pa rin, computer pa rin yun.
But I did tell him, itong Smartmatic, I give them 50% grade. I mean, they didn't even...
They don't pass.
Pass.
As a professor, they wouldn't make my mark. They would fail.
You would fail, no?
Yeah, I'd fail them.
Okay, can Filipinos run the elections? Can we develop our own
Yes, yes,
systems
yes,
and
yes.
everything? So
Yeah.
we are capable.
So
Very
trash
capable.
Smartmatic.
Trash the foreigners.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I know I love certain
Yeah, yeah.
foreigners, but you cannot run our elections.
Let me add this,
Okay.
no? And I've been teaching since 2001. Generally, I'm an IT professional practitioner by occupation. I just
Okay.
opted to go to academia because I can see that the education system is not bringing out the quality of graduates that the industry deserves.
All right.
Now, we are a center of excellence. Now, going back to what I was saying, today's times, developing a code is faster than it was 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it's a breakthrough that I realized after just a short 10 years, do you have those framework or toolkits that can just patch up together,
Uh-huh.
and then you can come up with a program real quick. And it doesn't matter if what would take months and weeks before 10 years ago can be done in a matter of hours.
Dati line by line pa yun,
Oh, ngayon hindi. Meron ka ng mga API,
Yeah.
they call it.
API, yeah. You can fetch some data.
You can use Google, you
Yeah.
can Google Map. You want to do the mapping of all the election precincts, kaya-kaya na ng Google Map. You have an API for that.
An API,
and,
yeah.
and if you want to do the county, you want an analytics, you can get an API from Excel file to do the analytics. Ang dami na.
Ang galing, no?
So, and now the kids can just tinker with it, and in a matter of minutes or seconds, ito ba hinanap mo? Wow, shoot. how fast did you do it? Not even 10 minutes. Ito ba mo? Wow, man. I better give you a very bigger exam. Parang gano'n. Ang bilis mo naman gawin yan. Ito ba hinahanap mo? Pa, ganun ka agad. Hindi siya sophomores, ha?
Sophomores pa lang, ha?
Sophomores pa lang yan, ha?
Imagine.
Shit. I mean, really. I
So
mean,
the computer literacy in our country has gone up leaps and bounds.
That's good. That's good.
Beyond your imagination.
Thanks to you, Professor.
And beyond your imagination,
Based on my
even as an IT expert.
Even in my generation, I thought I never get to this day to see that happen. It's happening before my very eyes.
Your last words. Our
Last
last words.
words, you first.
I just want to say good night and thank you. Share the show. Be aware. Know your rights. Demand clean and honest elections.
Last words?
We still got a future for ourselves, and let's be more vigilant and let's stand firm to our principles.
Okay? Okay, guard your votes by sharing this video to all your friends and making them aware na yung Smartmatic na yan, yung mga automated election na nangyayari ay palpak at kailangan i-reform.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's
Put them to jail,
Put them to
actually.
jail. And
Yeah, sue them.
sue them.
Actually, dapat hindi nabayaran yan eh. Kung may
No,
balance.
they already ran. The entire executive.
Wala na dito, Smartmatic, no?
Wala na.
Oh,
Wala na.
tumakbo na yung mga perpetrators.
Even get the chairman, si Adi Bautista.
Yeah, it's not here also.
Expedite him.
Yes.
Let him face the charges.
We have an extradition
Yeah.
treaty with the U.S.
I
right?
already have to follow that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the kind of money laundering that he did, that's big money.
Yes, big money. Okay, it's 8:58. Time's up. And Francis,
Next week,
next week,
it's gonna be a good one.
it's going to be a good one.
Again?
It's related to this, but bigger.
This is
Bigger in scope.
very good. Hopefully we have you back again.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
sure.
we can.
I appreciate this, and I thank you guys for having such a program like this. You're so open and you're so candid. Man.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. Okay, good night, everyone. See you next week.
Good
See you next
night.
week.
That's a good one.
DJ Samples
Yeah,
from lucidsamples.com.
Need to know the trending issues na